15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
Flacco is ready. Catches the shotgun snap. Blitz coming. Flacco throws a fade, and it is caught. Running inside the 10 and going into a slide is T. Higgins. That's brilliant. Had he run into the end zone, it would have been a touchdown. We all would have been excited, but it would have left plenty of time for Rodgers to answer. By going down, he forces the Steelers to call another timeout.
Bengals radio there. Nice job explaining it. T. Higgins with the heads-up move, veteran move to go down. Although he could have scored, he would have left Aaron Rodgers like a minute 30 or so to go down and answer. But instead, they leave out Rodgers like 11 seconds after kicking a 36-yard field goal, and the Hail Mary falls short. Ipso facto, Joe Flacco, Jamar Chase, and Chase Brown come away with an all-time win on a Thursday night. Very fun game.
Joe Flacco.
Good morning, Pearl. How you doing?
Yeah, it's amazing. When I was a kid, no one knew how to get down at the 5-yard line. That's a new thing in football. Now everybody knows. Seems like the Bengals were totally dialed into killing the clock there. Incredible play. Backyard football. It's incredible. Even the throw to T. Higgins that we just mentioned. Like, what was that throw? It was like, hey, it's a dad with a bunch of kids just slinging it around in the backyard. Incredible how loose and dynamic Joe Flacco and Aaron Rodgers were. Both of them were amazing.
Yeah, if you're the Cincinnati Bengals, this is fun. It's almost, to me, a little bit like, I can't tell if this is just like eating an ice cream cone, right? Like, you get a little sugar rush, you get a little high,
right.
It tastes good. You usually don't win games like this, maybe, and now you do, but does it really mean you're back into it?
Well,
the defense still is not good, Pearl. And you see Joe Burrow on the sideline with the headset on and the backwards hat and stuff. And it's like, all right, can they really hold the fort for Joe? And then what's Joe like when he comes back? He's got a toe injury. I couldn't tell if this was just a dopamine hit for Bengals fans, or is this actually a sign that they can save the season for real?
It's a 2023 Cleveland Browns. I mean, it is Joe Flacco still having tons of arm strength and somehow even looking more athletic than he usually does.
How about the 12-yard run?
That was incredible. He did.
What?
I think it's exactly the same formula. You have those talented wide receivers, so at least you're not worried about the offense. You don't need Joe Burrow back. If Joe Flacco can play like he's played the last 6 quarters, he was incredible at the end of the Packers game, and he looked great last night. So, I mean, they have New York next week, so they
Jets
can easily, they should go to 4-4. They'll be favored at home. And then the second half of the season is not that crazy. I mean, it depends where Baltimore is. But, I don't think this is a dopamine hit. I think the Bengals are right in that mix because we know who the Steelers are. The Steelers are who they've been the last 5 years. So they're going to be they're gettable for sure. No, I definitely think Cincinnati's in this thing.
So I want to get to the Steelers in a moment, but let's hear from Joe Flacco. Even Flacco, and this is a crazy season even for a veteran quarterback who's probably seen it all, or at least feels like he's seen it all. Even Flacco admitted after the game he thought he would never have a feeling like last night.
11 days ago, did you expect to ever have this feeling again?
It's a good question. I didn't feel like it felt like I might not, to be honest with you. So, it's pretty special.
Yeah. Joe, we were all right there with you. I mean, I didn't think you'd have this all-time game of beating Aaron Rodgers on Thursday Night Football.
As usual, feel the electricity when Joe Flacco steps up to the mic. Sure, why not? Big game. I'm going to go to McDonald's now, as he famously did after the Super Bowl. Yeah, Joe Flacco is not aging. The funny thing about Joe Flacco, I was thinking about one thing. He's not an old gunslinger. He was not really a gunslinger at Baltimore. He never threw the ball all around the field. He's like, there's a new Joe Flacco in the later part of his career where he's getting these big yardage games. That was not part of his routine back in the day. He was efficient and kind of conservative in Baltimore. And now he's like second chance Kurt Warner in Arizona. I swear, this is a new Joe Flacco.
I think people remember the Super Bowl run probably most out of Flacco, and there was the all-time throw to, who was it, Jacoby Jones in Denver, and then, Ray Rice, who obviously then became disgraced, but Ray Rice was a huge part of that offense. I mean, they had a really good run game. Meanwhile, yes, you're right, Joe Flacco, the night belongs to him. Jamar Chase was just untouchable last night. If you're the Pittsburgh Steelers defense or you're a fan of the Pittsburgh Steelers, you've got to be sick because Jamar Chase was doing whatever he wanted to do. 16 receptions on 18 targets for 161 yards.
Damn.
Pearl, it was an all-time night. Not just that, but Cincinnati, I think even more importantly, got the run game going. You heard Mike Tomlin say it at halftime. They're on schedule. It's, the wide receivers are doing their thing. But when he says they're on schedule, he means the run game. 11 carries for Chase Brown for 108 yards. That was a revelation last night, the Bengals offensive line.
Well, I don't know if you can say anything about the Bengals offensive line because the Steelers defense is just terrible against the run. I mean, we saw it last year, obviously, when Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry combined for 300 yards. They haven't fixed anything. I mean, all season long, maybe they've got a break here and there, but their run defense is clearly a mess. Even with first-round pick Derek Harmon, they are not a good tackling team. So that's why I would put a cap on them. This is, to me, is not about Chase Brown finding his mojo again. This is about the Steelers just letting anyone run on them. So I don't know if Cincinnati's going to have that run game moving forward because I think it's a function of Pittsburgh.
This defense for Pittsburgh is certainly a problem. And when you have Aaron Rodgers, who, listen, Rodgers, the bar is like a little bit lower for him because he's 40, obviously. But, what? Rodgers had a good game, but when he makes mistakes like the one interception that seemed like, was a little bit more egregious, the second interception was like an all-time play by DJ Turner, right? When he gets his hand onto the ball, that was crazy.
That's also technically a drop by DK Metcalf. I mean, it hit DK Metcalf in both hands.
Yeah, so that one I'm not going to put on Rodgers.
The first one was kind of an arm punt. I mean, it was an early down, so that doesn't count. But
they were lucky, actually, that it seemed that after the player for Cincinnati, I'm blanking on his name, caught the interception. He runs the ball back for like a 30-yard gain, but he was down. So it ended up being like a punt.
He was clearly out of bounds, right?
Or out of bounds, whatever. He was down. But here's the thing.
The second time he was out of bounds, but no, he was definitely down.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So here's the thing about it, though. Cincinnati got points off of both of those interceptions. The Steelers were out to a 10-0 lead, and then they started doing stupid things. You throw interceptions. The dumb tush push, and obviously Rodgers is not running that tush push. Nobody else in the league should run the tush push. Just don't run it. You can't do it.
Right, Cincinnati did it.
It's not as good because if they actually are calling false starts on this thing, when the referees decide to do that with the tush push, I think you're setting yourself up when it's not the quarterback and it's not everyone's used to his cadence. So I thought that was kind of a silly one. And then obviously Jaylen Warren didn't get the message and the memo, alert, that they were going away from the flea flicker. And then Rodgers all of a sudden has the ball back in his lap like, oh, shoot, what am I supposed to do? And it was kind of a silly play. And Rodgers got mad at Jaylen Warren.
I mean, you can pick apart the mistakes, obviously, but they're in the first half. If their defense shows up at all, none of that's a problem. I mean, they got gashed. They got gashed by a run game that has done nothing all season. So
that's true. It just let them back in the game. Like, if you have a 10-0 lead on the road.
I hear you. But
Cincinnati was all out of sorts, and I feel like Pittsburgh did lead them back into the game. You're right about the defense, but still playing in a 10-0 deficit, sometimes it is harder to go to the run game.
I think Cincinnati, with the way their offense was playing, would have come back anyway. PFF, Pro Football Focus, I think Aaron Rodgers probably had a pretty gaudy grade. Sure. Because he was dialed in for the most part. And what's with him moving around? Him and Flacco, mobility. So to me, yes, Rodgers made a mistake on that long throw, but you don't know what the receiver did on that one. As you can tell by Rodgers' face, the receivers and running backs are not always on the same page. He looks...
What receivers?
Yeah.
He's got one.
Yeah.
DK Metcalf and everyone else is a bunch of tight ends.
You saw what's about Scotty Miller's on that team? Oh, right. Roman Wilson from Michigan. Like, you have these random appearances. I love
Freiermuth got him back in the game.
I love Darnell Washington. As they were obsessed with him on the broadcast last night because he is a unique person. I've loved that guy. I wanted to take him high in the first round. I think he's a freak, and I just absolutely adore everything about him.
All right, so this is obviously the tight end that's 6'6" and 300 pounds, and he's got like a 190-pound, corner on him or whatever. He's an offensive lineman.
No way.
They had to go away from him. There's no reason why you should be featuring Darnell Washington over Pat Freiermuth, and they finally figured it out, and Freiermuth had 5 receptions for 111 yards and 2 touchdowns. It was Rodgers to Freiermuth that got them back into the game.
Darnell Washington is the truth. I will not stand for any slander. He is. And by the way, he's pretty athletic for the size he is. He always has been.
He should get 3 catches a game max.
That's what he got. He got 3 catches.
I know, but they were like going
2 yards.
They were going to him a little too often.
Yeah, well,
for my liking.
Well, yeah, 3 yards because there were 4 guys covering him on one. Like 3 guys had to finally take him down on it. Ended up being a minus 1 yard loss. Yeah, I know, but he threw the first guy to the ground. Darnell Washington is good. I'm telling you,
targets.
He's a good weapon for them.
How tall is he?
6'6".
I thought he was 6'7".
Oh, that's something for young people. I don't know this reference.
Neither do I.
It's the young kids today.
I just want to be hip. I'm the youngest on the show. I want to be hip.
We're counting on you and EJ. I think the question for the Steeler fans is, you got to be sick a little bit about this. I understand Rodgers look good or fine or whatever, however you want to delineate that, but your defense is certainly not good enough to be winning playoff games right now. That's 100% true. And then secondly, you had a 10-0 lead. I know it's early. I know football games are long. God,
today's NFL.
I know, but still, like the Steelers came in, I think, as like a 7.5-point favorite or something. They were pretty big favorite. Maybe it was 6.5. Pretty
5.5.
Was it 5? Did it go down to 5.5? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, still. But that's big in the NFL. Definitely. It's not college.
The reason I know that is the third straight underdog to win outright on Thursday night. The Niners did it. The Giants did it last week, and Cincinnati did it this week. Home dogs on a Thursday night seems like a thing.
Well, that
obviously.
makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you could tell the energy in that building last night was pretty intense with the whites, everyone wearing white. Andrew Whitworth firing up the crowd like that had a real home field. I mean, there were a ton of Steelers fans there too.
Although Al Michaels said that he didn't think the Steeler fans traveled like they usually do.
But every time Freiermuth caught a ball, you heard the moo that sounded like a boo. Here we go. But yeah, they're also a desperate situation. I honestly, I don't think Pittsburgh's that good. I think they are the exact same team we've seen the last 5 years. So Cincinnati, 5.5-point dog. I don't think we should be shocked. I am a little shocked about how good Joe Flacco is.
Listen, you're welcome to call in 888-710-4ISN. Was that more than just a great night for Joe Flacco and the Cincinnati Bengals? Is this a sign of good things to come? Who wins this division? Peter King was on our show yesterday, right? One of the most respected voices in all of pro football.
Who's Peter King?
Yeah, said Ravens aren't out of it at 1-5. He's back in the Ravens.
The who?
Exactly. Now you got the Bengals. Now you got the Steelers hanging around. Who wins this division?
Ravens they do have an easy schedule, but it's such a small margin for error. That makes me nervous. I mean, who won it last year? The Ravens won it, but it was very close. Does it really matter? I don't know. The Steelers could win this division. To me, it won't mean anything.
Well, you get a home playoff game.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, I think that matters for the Steelers. And by the way, this is a golden opportunity that the Steelers could let slip away because it still was Flacco in the building for 10 days, which is not much. And I know you're on the road, and I know it's a division game, but had they won this game, which they lost by 2 points, if they had won this game, then they have a 3-game lead on the rest of the division. Instead, now they're in this dogfight with Joe Flacco and the Bengals, and they're going to see them again in, I think, 3 weeks. Plus the Ravens, 2 games against the Ravens. This was a golden opportunity for the Steelers that they let slip away. I know people maybe not be expecting a lot from them or whatever. Mm-hmm. This was, if they end up losing the division somehow, I think you point back to this game and say, how did we let fresh off the bus Joe Flacco basically come in and beat us?
No.
I think you're too in the moment because there's a long season ahead, and the Steelers will do Steelers things. They'll win games they shouldn't win. They'll lose games they shouldn't lose. They'll lose one to Cleveland somehow. They do that every year. They've had their last 2 home games. They lost to the Browns, that famous Baker Mayfield game. They lost to the Jags in 2 home wildcard games. I don't know that it makes a difference. Since, the narrative, since 2016, this team has hit a ceiling. And I think we're seeing the same team. Now the flaw is the defense, as you said.
Steeler fans, are you sick? 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. And was this more than just, again, this dopamine hit here with Joe Flacco? You do have the Jets coming in next week. So you got that.
Hey, come on, EJ.
So another W for the Bengals.
Listen,
hey,
I'm just saying what everyone's thinking, EJ. Your season's been over. But it just felt like it was a sugar high last night. Is anyone else like that? Or
No.
now they're about to go on this big run?
God, I totally disagree. It's almost to the T, the Cleveland Browns.
No, but that was later in the season. That was only like 5 games to go.
It doesn't matter. It's still the same dynamic. Like Flacco is going to have 350-yard games he didn't throw the picks, but it's going to be this kind of wild, high-octane adventure on offense.
Bengals just got a whole lot more watchable. Give you that.
Definitely.
888-710-4ISN. So if they're going to be in prime time in our face, let's at least have some fun.
No,
get Jake Browning out of here.
This is great. I was so disappointed at this primetime matchup with the old guys because there's no Joe Burrow, but now it's improved. I'd rather watch the Joe Flacco Bengals.
Yeah, this might be the most exciting game of the weekend.
This is probably the game of the year so far, I would say. No, it'd be dead serious.
No, Bills come back on the Ravens.
SVP said it was the game of the year last night on ESPN.
Talk about prison of the moment. Bills coming back on the Ravens week 1 so far is still the game of the year.
What level of angerness do you think Mike Tomlin has this morning for Andrew Berry?
Oh,
he probably wants to take him behind the woodshed.
Andrew Berry's the Cleveland Browns GM who Mike Tomlin said sarcastically, he must be smarter than me because I don't know why you trade a guy who was your opening day starter and trade him to a division rival.
Mike Tomlin has an outsized fear of Joe Flacco that maybe was
is earned.
Validated last night between last year being like, hey, let's make sure Anthony Richardson plays so Joe Flacco doesn't. And why is Andrew Berry trading a guy in the division? And then last night Flacco shreds him. So I can't really say much about Mike Tomlin anymore.
You mean he's accurate in his assessment?
Yeah, he's been facing the guy for 20 years.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't think Joe Flacco ever threw the ball like this against the Steelers when he was with the Ravens.
Joe Flacco has won 4,000-yard season his entire career. 4,000 yards in 20 years. He's not a gunslinger, which is amazing. About the new Flacco.
It's like Mike Tomlin's the only one who knew he could do this.
Well, somehow Kevin Stefanski maybe the dopamine hit just owns Mike Tomlin. EJ could be onto something.
Oh man, 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. All right, let us know what you think, Steeler
Felt like
fans.
2012 out there.
Did your team, not you, blow a golden opportunity to separate yourself in what could now be a dogfight of a division? Shocker. And is this more than just a sugar high for the Bengals? Are they back? 888-710-4ISN.
All right, Maggie, I'm going to call this the fall of George Springer. Did you know, I can't believe it. Feels like he's up every time it matters for the Blue Jays. And tonight, I'm jumping in on the action on PrizePicks. George Springer is 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs combined. And that's how PrizePicks works. You pick more or less on the stat projection. And if you're right, you could get paid. New users get $50 in bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. So simple to use. Just pick 2 or more players. Pick more or less on their stat projections, anything from TDs to threes in basketball. And if you're right, you could win big.
Okay, I didn't want to do this because I'm not that kind of a gal. But guys, I'm on a 3-day winning streak.
Oh, yeah.
I know. I almost didn't want to put it out in the universe because I'm so superstitious, but this is when PrizePicks really kicks in. You get on these winning streaks. Thank you, Mark Chase last night. Thank you to everybody wearing a Toronto Blue Jays uniform last night. My man. PrizePicks. Available in 40-plus states, including California, Texas, Florida, and Georgia. All you got to do, download the PrizePicks app today. Use the code M&P. Get $50 bonus credit in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code M&P to get $50 bonus credit in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, it is good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Mand P.
You're in a 4-minute break. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. Forty-five seconds remaining. Thirty seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Sugar high, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high.
Welcome back, Maggie Perloff Show, reacting to last night's football game. But I also have a complaint I want to file about the Dodgers series. An official complaint with someone somewhere.
What's that?
It's not really fair that they have 3 MVP players in their batting lineup. It's not really fair that they have, 4 Cy Young level pitchers. Now, all of a sudden, they're the greatest fielding team, like the 1980 Cardinals. What is going on? The Dodgers break up this team. It's insane. All of a sudden, Mookie is the greatest infielder of all time, and Max Muncy's like Craig Nettles reinvented. This is I can't believe it's a complete team on top of all those stars. And Shohei did have a hit last night, but generally isn't even good. And it doesn't matter. They just keep on winning. This is a ridiculous team, Maggie. That's my complaint.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're a little late to the party here. They've been this good all year.
But now
kinda.
this feeling dominance, that is not something that you associate with this team. Like, Mookie, pick a position. Just don't be good everywhere.
He's a super utility player, as they say.
I feel that.
But more than utility, obviously, starter. But here's the thing. Except for their pitchers, so Tyler Glasnow threw the ball trying to pick off a guy at second last night, threw it into the outfield, and I was like, oh man, maybe they're going to actually keep the Brewers around and in this thing. This is where you and I are always going to disagree. Where I know you think that baseball is super random, and it is random to a certain extent when you get to the postseason. But can you not also acknowledge that the Dodgers have the biggest payroll, or one of the top 2 or 3 payrolls, and it's no coincidence that they are here, right? Like, I think we're getting to a point in baseball where it kind of feels like maybe you can buy a title again.
Well, I mean, counterpoint, what was it? There was a year where the Dodgers, they won 108 games, I believe, and they had the greatest single lineup, pitching staff, everything, and they lost in the first round.
Okay, but that is before they started really doing all this deferred money stuff. It's almost like the payroll is actually double of what it is right now, and it's still a top 3 payroll. They have blown everybody away if you actually counted the Shohei money into any of this, into their payroll.
But you're saying that you have proof, you have one repeat champion in 25 years. So
we're back.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I don't know if this is a trend necessarily, where if they win 2 in a row, which it looks like they have a great chance of doing, obviously, then that's already a bigger global trend. I mean, it's a very small sample size. You have two titles, one title back to back.
I said this the other day. I think we are watching a Dodgers dynasty. And I know we have to get to free agency and all of that stuff, and the hot stove season is going to start and all of that. But I think this is it, guys. This is what it looks like because you have a couple things here that are working in their favor. The endless amount of resources, and they are competent in their front office. Like, there are other teams, Yankees, Mets, other teams that spend, but I'm not sure if people trust exactly what they're doing in the front office and also the manager. This is proven on every level. So they've got the money, and they've got the infrastructure, and they've got, obviously, the right manager in place.
The great thing is it's right in front of us.
Yeah, I don't think people are happy Aaron Boone's back.
By the way, I mean, this dominant team is won by the thinnest of margins all playoffs. I mean, first of all, the Phillies dropped down a sack bunt and blew a 1/9 inning. Then the pitcher throws the ball into the crowd on the home plate. Even the Dodgers, like, they're not hitting, which is the amazing thing. I don't know. It feels a little more random to me than... Like, they're not dominating. They're winning every game by 1 run.
You don't think they look like the best team, clearly?
You just said break them up.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, but they're well-rounded. That was really my point.
Yeah,
like, they used to be
deep.
just a slugging team. They got a little lucky that their pitchers finally got healthy this postseason, which is something you never... That's been the problem with the Dodgers, is they have all these high-priced pitchers, and they always get hurt.
Well, I mean, it also helps that your best player, who's a two-way player, is getting paid $1.5 million a
That's
season.
what I'm saying.
Right, who's actually ironically been bad. No, my point was they're everything the Yankees aren't. Like, the Yankees are bad at small ball, and the Yankees are bad at fielding. The Dodgers have this high-priced lineup, just like the Yankees, but they're good at the fundamentals.
Well, and that's the depth thing, right?
Yeah, but they never were before for the big run before. They've been a high-priced team for 10 years.
I think also, I mean, last night, what did Glasnow go, like 5 1/3 or something? CeeLo's going to have all the details for us here today. But before that, you had one guy do a complete game, and the other guy threw 8 innings.
Yeah, and Glasnow after the first
saves your bullpen a little bit.
Yeah, Glasnow after the first couple of innings was like, whoa, nobody could touch him. I mean, he's ridiculous. They're all ridiculous. But usually the Dodgers, with all that money, most years, those guys all get hurt. And this year, it looked like that was happening again. So I don't know if it's definitely repeatable. There's also the era of pitcher injuries.
That's the only reason why I hold off on Dynasty, because they got some guys that are kind of old. Like, Freeman's old, Betts is old, even Will Smith's 30 years old. Like, I do wonder for the lineup, and they're kind of locked into those guys. Like, are you able to do this again next year, and then the next year, and then next year? Like, maybe this is a back-to-back, but I don't know if we're just penciling them in next year. Guys eventually do start to break down a little bit.
That's totally
right
fine.
in front of us.
I trust Andrew Friedman to figure that out more than anyone else.
That's true.
He's like the current Theo Epstein.
But
as far as GMs.
I really actually, and I'm not even saying this to be a fact, like, I strongly disagree that baseball postseason is predictable. I really think what Billy Beane said, that it becomes a crapshoot. Because if you think about the nature of baseball, there's so many little things. Like an errant throw here, a bad base running decision by Teoscar Hernandez. Like, you never know. I don't think that there's a blueprint.
But that's the point you just made about the Dodgers. They're so good that Teoscar Hernandez can have a base running error in an all-time play, and they still win the game.
And next day, he can come and hit a home run to get it going.
Yeah.
It's just
they can overcome some of those mistakes a little bit because how talented they are.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think we're on the doorstep of a dynasty. We're watching it. 888-710-4ISN. You can weigh in on the Dodgers.
That's the
up
funny thing
3-0 on Milwaukee.
They've won one World Series because I am not counting 2020.
Oh, I'm not either.
But
so I'm
not counting 2020 either.
But you know
that's
what?
That's not part of this dynasty.
But I think in their head, that's why they play so well, though. I don't think they think of themselves as, we only won one World Series. I think they think of themselves as, we're a team that has a World Series pedigree. We won multiple titles. So maybe the rest of us don't think so. But I think they play with the confidence of a team that does have a championship pedigree.
Why? They got smoked in the playoffs the next 3 years.
Right, but they have 2 titles in their heads in a short amount of time. You just said how random it is. No team has 2 titles in 5 years.
If they got so much confidence from 2020, why did they turn to the same old postseason pumpkin in 2021, 22, and 23?
Because it's a crapshoot.
I think also because they didn't have the amount of – it's overwhelming.
No. I would argue this is not even the best Dodgers roster.
I mean, they didn't have Shohei and Max. They didn't have Shohei and what's the name?
Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Freeman. I mean, those are 2 superstars.
Let alone Snell and Glass now. And the other.
Shohei's a different, but they had, look at the old lineups. It's like, whoa, they went 8 deep with 30 home run hitters.
Yeah, but they also had a notorious playoff choker in Clayton Kershaw, who they were counting on a lot.
They've also gotten to a point where, not to discount, winning 90-plus games in the regular season, but the regular season's, good morning, almost like the tune-up for them. Because in the years where they were getting bounced, they won 106, 111, 100. Now it's sort of like, you referenced the injuries. They weren't even full go during the regular season. 93 wins, ho-hum, and now you get to the postseason and everyone's in there, and all of a sudden they look like a juggernaut.
Yeah, maybe starting to, I don't know, handle injuries different or not so worried about getting to 100 wins, something like that.
Yeah, like they're not pushing as hard for the regular season win total, and the Padres were right there with them for most of the year. They edge them out, and here they are knocking on the door to go back to the World Series.
Crazy.
I don't know. You guys talk with a lot of confidence. By the way, this thing ain't over either. But listen, did you think Toronto was going to all of a sudden out of nowhere catch fire again? It is. I believe in the law of randomness in baseball. You guys might be right, but I still think. But I do like the Dodgers are the anti-Yankees in the sense that they're playing solid baseball. I would think, if I was making $700 million deferred, I wouldn't do the little things on the baseball diamond. I'd just go up there and hit home runs.
On-field BP, not for you.
I would just, no. I would just get up there and be like, throw me a fastball, I'm going to hit it out, or I'm going to strike out. And by the way, he's striking out at an unprecedented rate at Shohei. That's unbelievable.
Chasing too, which is weird.
It looks awful.
Yeah, Perloff's speed from home to first, one of the lowest in Major League Baseball.
Dude,
I'm watching.
I'm watching that long fly ball. And, just whatever. I'm not hustling. Those guys are too rich.
Rich to hustle.
Can I say one thing? Full disclosure. You know how T. Higgins of the Bengals went down at the end of the game to kill time? Yeah. No way I'm doing that. I'm running right into the end zone. Oh, yeah. Dude, T. Higgins could be a free agent after next year. What is he, crazy? Sorry if it's, I guess that exposes.
I have him on fantasy football, and I was like, could have been a second touchdown.
Dang.
Oh, the worst. You should get extra points. We need a new rule in fantasy football. When a guy gets down at the end of the game, you get a bonus.
Because he's a smart player. He's doing the winning move. Exactly. Even though it's losing for your fantasy team.
He doesn't know the score of my fantasy football game, right? His game, it made sense. Maybe in my game, I needed those points.
How dare he?
Yeah, look at what down 35-7. If the Browns' Quinshon Judkins runs one in from 3 yards with 2 minutes left in the game, you get full credit.
Exactly.
That's stupid.
Let's get to CeeLo with the latest. What's up, dude?
All right, football's heating up. Basketball is back, so download the PrizePicks app and use code PRIMETIME.
And let's not forget Shallow.
And get $50 bonus credit instantly when you play $5. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details. 40-year-old Joe Flacco and 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers, both playing for new teams, turned into quite the shootout last night in Cincinnati, back and forth until Flacco and company sealed the deal down the stretch, as Perloff just mentioned.
Flacco is ready. Catches the shotgun snap. Blitz coming. Flacco throws a fade, and it is caught. Running inside the 10 and going into a slide is T. Higgins. That's brilliant. Had he run into the end zone, it would have been a touchdown. We all would have been excited, but it would have left plenty of time for Rodgers to answer. By going down, he forces the Steelers to call another timeout.
That, of course, is Bengals radio. It also allowed them to bleed the clock down to 7 seconds following Evan McPherson's go-ahead 36-yard field goal, and the Bengals end up beating the Steelers 33-31. Flacco threw for 342, 3 touchdowns. Jamar Chase, 16 catches for $161 and a score, while Rodgers went for 249 and 4 TDs in a losing effort. Steelers fall to 4-2. Cincinnati up to 3-4. Niners tight end George Kittle just opened his practice window to return from injured reserve this week. He's got a full 21 days to do so, but he says he's planning on playing this Sunday night against the Falcons and thinks he will. He's been out since injuring his hamstring in the team's season opener. He called it a full tear, and this was the quote: "I just felt like a rubber band snapped in my hamstring." Apparently he thinks he's ready to go for this weekend. We'll see who's throwing him the ball. Brock Purdy limited again in Thursday's practice, while Mac Jones, who's been dealing with knee and oblique injuries, was upgraded from limited on Wednesday to a full participant on Thursday. Jackson Dart and the Giants visit the Broncos this coming weekend. Big Blue and the rookie QB off their Thursday night win over the Eagles. Denver outside linebacker Jonathan Cooper with, we'll call it a lukewarm assessment of Dart.
What's the challenge of keeping him in the pocket? I think it's
Yeah, I mean, he's a young guy. He's, feeling himself a little bit. He's out there running around. He's got the chain on. He's dancing. I feel like everybody needs something.
What's his beef? Why are the Denver Broncos coming after the Giants?
I love it.
Everybody needs something.
Nick Bonito also tweeted and then deleted the tweet, said the most delusional fan base in the world. Like, what the hell did we do?
No.
Lie.
Why'd you say F me for?
Yeah, for real. Like, what did we do?
He wants to smoke, man.
I
They think that people are hyping up Scadaboo and Jackson Dart like they're the next, Bash Brothers or something. I don't know.
I guess when you almost defecate all over yourself against the poor Jets, I guess you got to find some type of.
Hey, what happens in Europe stays in Europe. This is going to be tough for them, but I like this extra bad blood. And you want to know where this comes from, right? Who's their coach? Sean Payton.
Yeah.
He's the number one agitator, irritant. Like, Sean Payton wants all of the pettiness.
And to me, he was saying this stuff. I was like, I don't know. It kind of sounds like Bo Nix from last year. He's describing all the things about Jackson Dart. Like, Jackson Dart's a little more swaggy. I was like, Bo Nix kind of was the same way last year for you guys.
Bo Nix? Yeah. Bo Nix is swaggy? I don't really think of him like that. That weird haircut, like that flat top? I don't know. Bo Nix doesn't have swag.
I don't know, young guy. He was talking trash a little bit on the field.
Jackson has so much more swag than that other dude. It's not even comparable.
That other dude.
Bo Nix?
Yeah.
Doesn't even want to say his name.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that you guys would even compare the levels of swag is actually disgusting.
Saying young guy.
You know who had a lot of swag
out there?
Remember when Broncos had Drew Lock and Drew Lock knew all the words to their rap song?
Yeah.
Now that's swag.
Yeah, it's put on by Young Jeezy. We got to come back with that.
Yeah, but you also you should probably also have some swag on the field and produce.
That's where he didn't have the swag.
Right. Drew Lock was also a Giant, right?
Yeah, he cost you guys Cam Ward.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, he did.
Whatever. Who cares?
You got Dart now.
You got Jackson Dart.
That's true.
By the way, do we think those diamonds are real? They're not.
Oh, no, those are real.
Come on.
You're an idiot if you play with a necklace with a real diamond necklace. You're a bigger idiot than anyone could have thought.
He'll have a second one sent to him before the game ends, Max.
It doesn't matter, Manny. You can't play with real diamonds.
Odell Beckham played with a Richard
the
Millie
rules.
watch on.
What's that?
Odell Beckham played with a Richard Millie watch on. These guys don't care. That watch is like $100,000. These guys.
That's also a uniform violation. I'm sorry. Hate
Maggie,
to be a stickler.
Why are you hating?
You must be fun at parties, Max.
Listen, have you guys ever talked to athletes about whether they're real diamonds or fake diamonds? You want to know where they wear fake diamonds?
On the field?
Out to the club.
Yeah.
Because they're afraid someone's going to run up on them and grab the chain off of their neck. And so if you're going to wear... But if you're going to wear fake diamonds out to the club... And real diamonds on the field, don't you remember the fate? Was it Yoenis Cespedes whose necklace came off when he was sliding into second for the Mets, and all the diamonds were all over like it was a jewel thief, and someone had to come out and pick them all up, and around the infield.
Hey, you know what? That's
a waste.
That's the risk that you run when you got some swagger to you. You know what I mean?
Just do the CZs, man. Cubic zirconiums when you're
think
in between the white
You think
white
Justin
lines.
Jefferson is accepting any cubic whatever that fake diamond stuff is?
Let's put him under the microscope.
No way.
He at least would have a brain.
No.
Get the jeweler on the phone.
Yeah, Maggie's gonna have that little like
Jacob the jeweler.
that beeping sound thing that goes through your chain.
Yes, I would. And the real stuff's at home in the safe.
Maggie, next press conference, you should go to the press conference. Jackson, just stay right there a second. I just want to come up real quick.
With my little eye.
Oh, it's fake.
The jeweler who has to squint.
Yeah,
with
right.
That little
Whatever that
jewelry
thing is.
magnifying
Right,
glass.
yes.
Does that have a name?
I'm sure it does. Not diamonds, but a guy I coached youth football with lost his wedding ring on the field the other night. And he had our team out there searching through it. It was like Rick Moranis and Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
I lost my wedding ring in a basketball game. Still don't wear it.
Pearl's ring free.
Basketball game. That's
Luckily, I'm completely non-threatening in the bar scene, so my wife does not care.
I feel like that's easier to find than having to go through the grass on the open football field.
How do you lose the ring?
He lost a lot of weight.
Oh, that's nice.
It was a little loose, and his wife, I guess, had bought him like something to tighten it up. He didn't want to use it. Next thing you know, the ring comes off. It's in the grass.
Now, was she happy about that?
I'm sure not.
No, you are so bleeped,
Yeah.
guys.
That's why I go with the
rubber.
Yeah. What's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah.
Silicon.
Thank you. Yes.
Bro, why don't you ever get one of those? What CeeLo's
Oh,
got?
like
That's
Phillip Rivers?
Yeah, like
Phillip
Andy
Rivers.
Dalton.
I
You can
thought
get them in
about
all
it.
different colors. They're cheap. You know, it
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah, no,
cost
I
a lot
thought
of money.
about if I could get, because there's something a little tacky about getting a free ring because you had a guest on a show, and that's not romantic to me exactly. It's like having like getting married in a Gatorade tuxedo.
Wait, you could buy one.
No, I wasn't gonna buy one.
Oh.
Also, too, it's like, hey, honey, I saw Phillip Rivers have a commercial for this ring. Like, I don't think Sarah would
I think it screams
appreciate that.
athlete.
Yes.
It's like
Yeah.
I have an
sporty.
active lifestyle.
Yeah.
Big
Sarah's
romantic
like-
guy, this guy.
I'm gonna just say it. Sarah's a bit classier than that. She'd rather have me no ring than a plastic ring.
Oh, all right. I didn't know that was a classy or unclassy. I like it.
Then
Well,
you
I
get guys
mean,
like Kirk Cousins, who's got the full
Platinum, I would say, is classy.
real ring on the football field.
I would say that, platinum is classy. Gold is second.
What about
plastic
diamonds?
is a distant
Some
1,000.
guys do a tattoo.
How about tungsten? Oh, tattoo ring. There you go.
Tungsten.
I've seen that
Tungsten
before.
carbide. That's what my wedding ring was. The real one.
The hell is
The
that?
non silicone ring.
Honestly, you lose your wedding ring, guys. Just don't go home.
It's over.
Just get a divorce right, then and
Go
there.
straight
Just
to the
keep
divorce
driving.
attorney. Yeah,
keep
that's
driving.
it. It's
You don't
over.
want the smoke because she's gonna recognize it immediately when you walk in the door, and your story better check out. You need sources.
Yeah.
This like investigative journalism is about to
Sources,
happen on your ass.
references,
Yeah.
alibis.
Honey, you're supposed to be home 2 hours ago. Where are you? Tijuana.
Just keep driving is my advice.
Quickly, Blue Jays took care of the Mariners 8-2 to even the ALCS at 2 apiece. Game 5 this evening, 6:08 Eastern. We did quite a bit on the Dodgers as they beat the Brewers 3-1. They are within a game of a sweep of the NLCS and a return to the World Series with Shohei Ohtani on the mound tonight for game number 4.
Oh.
I've been crafting a Dodgers trivia question for you people.
Oh, nice. Do
Do
you want to tell us it now and we'll guess after the break?
Okay.
Are you still
Or you
crafting?
wanna-
I'm
do you
still
wanna hold
crafting.
it?
You know what?
Okay.
I will give you in 2021, the Dodgers had 4 Cy Young pitchers on their staff. Can you, without looking it up, name all 4?
Yes.
And they had 2 MVPs and a third guy who should have won MVP.
I mean, what? You want the guy who batted ninth as well and they're, setup man too? So what are you asking
4
for?
guys that actually won Cy Youngs.
you want the
that
4
were
Cy
on the
Young
well,
team.
they
and the
didn't
2
all win it in
MVPs.
2021.
Okay.
No, they'd
Is that-
won it in their history.
But
Right,
no,
because that would be a double 2-way tie in both leagues. No, yeah. You can't win 4 Cy Youngs in one season.
No, I'm saying
Yeah.
collectively. They had already at that point.
No, 4 players who had won a Cy Young in
Yeah,
their
yeah.
career.
Gotcha.
Not a total of 4 Cy Youngs.
Okay. Yeah.
And
let's
you
do
just
that.
want the Cy Youngs, right?
And you want the 2 MVPs who are also
2 MVPs.
One of them's obviously the
Okay.
same. Clayton Kershaw. Well, okay, let's do it after the break.
Oh,
after the break. And also Matt Rhule taking some very pointed questions about his future at Nebraska. It's the Maggie Perloff Show.
No Googling.
You're in a 5-minute break. 4 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. Forty-five seconds remaining. Thirty seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Putting it on the diamond.
You didn't charge your battery all the way.
Nah, let me see.
You just ain't charge it, bro.
Look. Let me see, look. Your fake! You don't got You do not have it.
Who is it? What comedian is that, EJ?
Fat Boy SSC.
That was them just like going up to athletes and determining whether or not the diamonds in their chains and jewelry are real or fake. If the beep goes off, it's fake. It's off of Jackson Dart. I don't know why he wears real diamonds on a football field. You've got to have an IQ of 4 to do something like that, in my opinion. Perloff left us. Welcome back to the show, by the way. Perloff left us on a cliffhanger of a Dodgers trivia question. You want to repeat it?
Yeah. Sorry, I was still crafting it, and I wasn't quite done. But I count, and I'm still going through the resumes, 4 Cy Young winners on the 2021 Dodgers. My point is the Dodgers have been loaded in the past, and hasn't resulted in World Series titles. I think they're better at the fundamentals now, which makes them more dangerous. Can you name the 4 Cy Young winners? And there were at least 2 MVPs, and now I'm up to 4 MVPs. And I'm still going through the lineup.
Okay, so this is the 2021 LA Dodgers, who lost to the Astros? No, they would have lost to the Braves. Okay.
And this is just, I'm out on the reference page. I'm not telling you how many games they played in LA Blue, but they were definitely on their stats page for that year.
Okay, so we've got 3 MVPs that we've counted up so far that on that 2021 Dodgers would have been Mookie Betts, Cody Bellinger, and Clayton Kershaw also won an MVP along with a Cy Young.
Yes, I did. Totally forgot about that. But there is one more who was on that team.
Another MVP who was on that team.
Yes.
I don't have it. Who is
somebody who's washed, right? Couldn't be somebody who's a everyday player.
Remember when Manny Ramirez went?
Manny wasn't on that team, was he?
No, he was not. But it was kind of like that.
Like a guy who joined late in the season. Machado.
No,
Machado.
Machado did not. That wasn't the year.
No, Machado wasn't. Yeah,
he was there from the beginning, and you're going to remember this. He has 3 MVPs, and he might be a manager soon.
Pujols. Albert Pujols was on that team.
Yeah. Wash was the key word. I'm like, EJ's brain is getting there.
Yeah.
All right, and as for the Cy Youngs, we came up with 3. Clayton Kershaw, obviously.
By the way, there could be Corey Seager came in second for MVP with Texas. He was close. There were a lot of other guys. They had Trey Turner, too, and they were loaded.
Clayton Kershaw for a Cy Young. Yep. Max Scherzer for a Cy Young.
I had totally forgotten Scherzer was there, but yes.
And Walker Buehler.
I have no Cy Young for Walker Buehler.
What?
Man.
Okay, so we have Clayton Kershaw and Scherzer. We do Cy Youngs.
Think of their closer.
Kenley Jansen?
Yeah, I just was throwing him out as a red herring. It wasn't Kenley Jansen, but he came in top 5 once.
I hate Perloff.
So is there another reliever who has a Cy Young?
No, these are starters. One of them you're going to bite yourself afterwards.
Oh, probably because he played for the
Phenom?
Yes, he won the Cy Young in 2012.
Wow,
he's a lefty. Yeah, but you might not have remembered he was with LA.
I don't remember.
I'm stuck.
Yeah. David Price.
Yo!
He also was coming out of the pen in the playoffs.
Yeah, he was washed by then too.
Price. He got carpal tunnel syndrome from playing too many video games.
I remember that.
And the funny thing is, the best pitcher on that team was probably Dustin May, and of course he got hurt.
And he was a rookie that year, right?
I think Kershaw was the opening day starter, then May went second that year. There were also 5 Tony Gonsolin, Julio Urias, like tons and tons of guys on that team, and they did not win.
Kudos to you, Pearl. Good trivia question. Quickly, George is in LA. George, what's the key to the Dodgers' success right now?
Definitely their starting pitching. They're just lined up. They seem to turn on a different switch in the playoffs. Like Perloff was saying, they kind of go ho-hum in the regular season. This might be the strongest starting pitching they've ever had in a series as far as the Dodgers are going. I don't think they care if they play the Mariners or Toronto. That'll probably be their next victim. I'm not trying to be arrogant, but it's just the way it is right now.
Yeah, George, thank you for the call. So I was thinking about this, right? So Toronto evens up the series last night. This is now 2-2. If the Dodgers sweep tonight, they're going to have this crazy long layoff. Does anyone not think that Toronto and Seattle's not going 7?
Oh, it's a great point. And you mean it in a negative way.
Well, I'm saying that generally, throughout history has not been good.
No, it's
for
definitely
team to
scary.
Sit and wait.
I ain't counting out the Dodgers, guys.
But I got to be honest. Good point. I thought the Brewers would offer a little more resistance. They're a good team.
Same.
I mean, it's kind of been, as our friend Ramon in Indianapolis say, razor's edge. Who loses a game when you pull off an 8-6-2 double play? It's crazy.
The Brewers.
Yeah, the Brewers. Okay, coming up next, more from last night's NFL game.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. Forty-five seconds remaining. Thirty seconds remaining. 15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
Rodgers catches the shotgun snap. Now he'll run around, allow his receivers to get downfield.
There it is.
And he launches it into the end zone. And it is broken up, incomplete, knocked away by DJ Ivey. And the Bengals have knocked out the Steelers on Thursday night.
Thank you to Bengals Radio. I mean, you never know with Aaron Rodgers and a Hail Mary. He's known to pull these off in the past, but this one fell short, and the Bengals pull off a huge upset at home on Thursday Night Football. Welcome to the show, Maggie Gray, Andrew Perloff. And, this night looked like it was going to be a really great one for Aaron Rodgers, and it was. He had a good game, but 2 interceptions after the Pittsburgh Steelers had gotten off to a 10-0 start and really looked like they were going to just take it to the Bengals, Pearl. But Cincinnati got back up off the mat. The run game was working. Joe Flacco was finding Jamar Chase everywhere and anywhere on the field, and it ended up being this unbelievable night for the Bengals. They are back in this thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because they always lose their first 2 games, and they won their first 2 games this year, which gave them life. We discussed earlier in the week, was it worth it even taking this puncher's chance with Joe Flacco? Like, is there anything really there? I think the answer is definitively yes. There's a great chance they can make the playoffs here because of Joe Flacco.
Which is crazy because we got news yesterday that it looks like Joe Burrow is now targeting mid-December. Is what I saw. Now, he's going to be coming back from a toe injury. You saw him last night on the sidelines. And Joe Flacco, I mean, what does Joe Burrow even look like when he comes back from an injury like that?
Yeah.
And so now,
if Joe Flacco plays like he did last night, then Joe Burrow is not coming into the game.
Well, I was wondering about that. Joe Flacco has turned into the vulture. He comes to your town. You're going to forget about your franchise QB. Things lighten up a little bit for the Bengals as well. Got the New York Jets coming to town next week. So obviously, off a mini bye, then to face the Jets is a good spot. And then you face the Chicago Bears. And listen, the Bears are still very much a work in progress. The Bengals defense still is not good enough. As we said, Aaron Rodgers, once he had to go away from DK Metcalf, who he was excellent with in the first half, then in the second half started to find Pat Freiermuth, who ends up finishing the game with 5 catches, over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. They were able to very much move the ball. It was 2 interceptions, though. One that felt like kind of on Rodgers, although you're not sure exactly what the receiver was doing. It seemed a little easier. The second interception was a beautiful play. Just, how DJ Turner got his hands under the ball and basically ripped it away.
Well, it was actually, I think it was technically would go down as a drop, too, because it hit DK Metcalf in the hand.
I thought he had it.
Yeah, everybody thought he had it. I think the entire stadium was confused when the Bengals guy was running around with the ball. It was a crazy play. The thing is, Rodgers has it. I mean, he is really throwing the ball well. I think sometimes the receivers are having trouble living up to their end of the bargain, but Rodgers is good. I just don't think the team is next level. They're good. They're good enough to make a wild card team because that defense is so flawed. They can't stop the run. We saw it again last night. Cincinnati doesn't run the ball at all on anyone. And last night, Chase Brown goes over 100. It was totally legit. It's disappointing for Pittsburgh because you saw what happened last year. They got run all over in the playoffs by the Ravens, and they tried to fix it a little bit. But this isn't Steelers football. What is this? What is going on? It's not AFC North football. Why are the shootouts in the AFC North? It's crazy. This is a high-flying division, and I think if you're a Steeler fan, you are super frustrated last night. Even if you win that game, you're still worried about the defense.
Definitely, but you missed a golden opportunity if you're the Steelers. I mean, you had a chance to really put some separation between yourself and the rest of the division, and it looks like the rest of the division is not necessarily left for dead like we thought. Peter King comes on our show yesterday, says, don't count out the Ravens. I'm like, wait, what? I thought we were all counting out the Ravens at 1-5, and now obviously the Bengals seem to have a life.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Ravens are looming. Both teams that we saw last night have 2 games against the Ravens. You know what? I know what you're saying about the missed opportunity with the Steelers, but even if they had gone to 5-1, They were 8-2 last year. It didn't make a difference.
Yep.
I don't know if you get caught up in these early season results. I think you got to really judge Pittsburgh on what you see on the field. And again, really disappointed that defense isn't getting better. And last night, you and I talked about before the show, TJ Watt couldn't do his thing. Like, if TJ Watt doesn't have a big game, the Steelers do not win. You know, when he's off the field, they're like 4-15 or something. So they are so dependent on that one player. If you take him out, that defense falls apart.
Let's hear from Aaron Rodgers. Says, he was asked in this question whether the Steelers abandoned the run in the second half, but revealing here when he talks about his interception and how that changed the momentum of the game.
I feel like we ran the ball really well. I think we had a good couple first drives, and then I made a poor decision on a drive. Kind of changed the momentum a little bit. No, I didn't feel like we were mixing it up. They started to play a little more one high, so we had some chances to take some shots down the field.
Yeah, Rodgers taking it for that first interception, which the Bengals turned into a touchdown. They turned the second interception into a field goal. That's how they took a 17-10 lead into halftime.
Yeah, that was the theme of his offseason, too, one high.
I don't know, man. He passes that tee around. It's like, not just one high.
No,
the whole group gets high.
That's a cover 3. You're right.
Very good. Very good. We're asking you, first of all, did the Steelers blow a golden opportunity last night? They lose the game. Did I even say the final score? I'm sorry, 33-31. And then also, did this feel like really, it's a great night for Joe Flacco. Fans after the game are chanting, "Thank you, Cleveland."
That was funny.
To the Amazon Prime set.
I did not hear that. That's great.
I think they also gave an F the Steelers chant, too.
Well, that one is a little more standard. Thank you, Cleveland. You don't hear a lot.
I love the AFC North all of a sudden.
Yeah, and those post-game shows for Amazon Prime have actually become a thing, so that's cool for them. But thank you, Cleveland is the chant. Joe Burrow basically, you would have thought they carried him out on their shoulders last night off the field. It felt like that kind of a cool game. But to me, I also felt like, all right, is this just empty calories? This felt like a little bit of a sugar high. I know they get the Jets next week, so it will feel sustainable. But I couldn't tell because the defense is just so bad. Mm-hmm. You're going to need this type of performance from Flacco and Jamar Chase, who had 161 yards receiving. You're going to need every bit of that if you're going to be in these games. And they barely squeak by.
Yeah, no, I don't quite see it that way. I see it very similar to Cleveland in 2023 because all you need is the trigger man for this team. You got Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. Chase Brown should be good. The last night, finally, he was good. So I think that I think they can be right in the mix. I don't think this was an anomaly. I think he's going to have a bunch of big games here because, let's face it, he's got weapons galore. We kind of knew that coming in. It was like, ooh, this is a different team than Flacco used to have back in the day.
We had talked, you and I, and you're welcome to weigh in at 888-710-4ISN. You and I had talked earlier in the week, I think it was this week, about whether Zach Taylor may have been on the hot seat, even with Joe Burrow's injury, right? John Harbaugh on the hot seat, maybe at the Ravens. Would Zach Taylor also be on the hot seat? Here is the Bengals coach last night saying the Bengals needed this win very badly.
It's a huge win. We needed this. We just, it'd been too long since we'd won. And so when you're fighting for all these things that we fight for and these guys just keep coming at it, as a coach, you just keep sticking with it. I see it coming. And you need the results. And so we got the results.
Okay, more from Taylor. Did he think that Joe Flacco would actually be able to play this well?
Outstanding. Yeah, Joe, it was outstanding, really. We how many drives? We scored on what, like 6 of the last 7 drives, maybe 7 of the last 8. What 7 of 8? Okay, so and really early on we had some drops and some quirky stuff happen that prevented a score there. So just thought his performance was outstanding. Very very calm, collected. Led us in a 2-minute drive to go win the game with a huge go ball to T. Gave those guys a chance to go make some plays and impressed with his performance.
Yeah, happy crowd of Bengals fans. 33-31 victory over the Steelers, and if you can't hear it, the shout is saying, "Thank you, Cleveland." Joe Flacco.
Yeah, and Mike Tomlin just hangs his head. He was ticked off that the Browns would do this earlier in the week, got really public about it, Pearl, and,
Which,
and it
by
came
the way,
back to bite him. He had it right.
You could argue it makes what Andrew Berry did even smarter to sort of weaken a opponent, because what does Andrew Berry, the GM of the Browns, care? Like, honestly, name one downside here for Cleveland.
Yeah, I mean, if the goal clearly for Cleveland now is to not win another game for the rest of the season, because you're going to see the Bengals again.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's not to win another game, but they're certainly not prioritizing winning. They're not making the playoffs. They're 1-5, and the Ravens 1-5 are totally different.
Has anyone ever thanked Cleveland for anything?
What are you talking about? Cleveland's a great city.
I love Cleveland. I'm just saying, you don't get a thank you Cleveland chant.
Cleveland!
Doesn't sound like you love Cleveland.
I'm sure the Heat fans said thank you, Cleveland.
I know. I've only been to Cleveland in the summer, so I'm cool with Cleveland.
I'm sure John Elway said thank you, Cleveland. Plenty.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Browns fans.
888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. Razor Ramones in Indianapolis. Good morning, Ramon.
Good morning. I tell you the truth. We had Joe Flacco last year, remember? And yeah, we got benched because of Richardson, and that just tells you that was crazy last year that happened here in Indianapolis. That was nuts because I always thought the quarterback play. Shedeur Sanders gets a lot of flack about it, saying, yes, I could play. Look at these guys. But he's actually right. Half of the quarterbacks are terrible in the league. Let's just be honest about it.
Well, Ramon, coming off last night, this was a masterclass from these two old dudes.
Yeah, exactly, because knowledge and experience it always dictates in any profession. Experience. Look at you guys. You're very experienced. You can tell. You get a fresh young person in there, they won't look as good. I like the Dodgers last night. Toronto is a steamroller. Now I think they're going to go ahead and win the next two Perloff and go ahead and come through and beat Dodgers, Toronto, which MLB should like. What, an East Coast series? That should be nice. But that game last night, that first interception, I thought Aaron Rodgers threw in the double coverage. I didn't. Was that the first one? Yeah, he threw that.
Yeah, I mean, if it was third and long and he threw that, then no one would care. It was a weird throw, but he wanted to take some shots. It was a weird throw. But Pittsburgh just doesn't. Pittsburgh is like Chicago, my home. We're normally known for defense. When the Bears, I say this all the time, when you start putting 30 points on the board, you got to try to outscore teams. It's a crap shot then.
Yep.
And they should never be giving up 30 points. And once you start doing that, you're going to have issues. That's my whole thing with the Bears. If you see us giving up 30 points on the board, we're never going to win those games. So Pittsburgh looks unconventional giving up 30-point games. Yep. Shout out to Joe Flacco. He's got two great guys, and Chase and Higgins, and, man, he should be happy today.
He is. Ramon, thank you for that. Flacco's like riding high. I mean, he's had a couple of these great moments in his career. I thought after the Ravens, I didn't think we'd ever see Joe Flacco, or after the Jets. He came to the Jets. It was a massacre. I never thought he would reach these highs again, but now he's like the toast of the NFL.
He's better than he's ever been. I'm telling you, dude he threw for 342 last night. That never happened in Baltimore. Who were the Baltimore receivers? They never even tried to throw the ball to receivers. He handed the ball off to Ray Rice most of his career.
You know what? So Ramon's talking about the Steelers giving up 30 points and how just uncharacteristic that is, like from the tradition of the Steelers. It's been 3 games that they've given up 30 points. EJ's Jets hung 32 on them. They barely won that game, 34-32. Seattle came in the next week and beat them 31-17. Then last night in a loss, they give up 33 to the Bengals. And it's funny, the Steelers, the Ravens, Chicago, these are all teams that we think of having these ferocious defenses. Yeah. It's not really the case. Although Chicago's defense played better last week against Washington.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, Pittsburgh's led up to running backs who hadn't really done much at the time. Like Seattle, Kenneth Walker torched him after having a terrible game the week before. Obviously, Chase Brown is the biggest fantasy disappointment in the entire season. Has done nothing. And last night, he was just unstoppable. By the way, the Steelers running backs were also unstoppable. Let's not forget, Cincinnati's defense is just as bad.
So I've been saying, this year, good for the Bengals, good for Joe Flacco, and anything that makes these division races tighter, I think is a lot more fun for everybody. But if you're a Steeler fan, you're sick. Absolutely sick. You had a 10-point lead. Then these mistakes started happening, either the Rodgers interceptions or the Jaylen Warren not understanding that the flea flicker had gotten called off by Rodgers. He was ticked off about that. They attempted the tush push, not with Rodgers, but they attempted it. They got flagged for a false start. So they dropped this game. Concept. I know. Well, they dropped this game. Look at their schedule coming up. Pittsburgh faces Green Bay next week. Then Indianapolis, which is no longer a pushover. Well, then you have to go out to play the Chargers on a Sunday night. And then you get these pesky Bengals again.
pencil that Indianapolis game. Just watch the last 30 seconds. That will be a final drive game, and the score of 26 will be involved somehow. I mean, that game is
Oddly
definitely
specific.
Every single Colts game goes down to the last second. That game is going to be a crapshoot. Yeah, I mean, the Steelers, I've told you again, and you won't listen to me, the universe wants them to be 10-7. It's like the movie Final Destination. I don't know if you're not a horror person where you can't avoid death. Mike Tomlin in the current Steelers rendition cannot avoid 10-7. No matter what he does, it doesn't matter if it's Aaron Rodgers, Mason Rudolph, Ben Roethlisberger. They are coming for that wild card
That's
spot.
an incredible simile.
Yeah, it's like Final Destination, but in a good way because they make the playoffs. Final Destination, everybody dies, right?
Yeah, they final
They're not winning a Super Bowl, so I guess you will die at some point.
I mean, we had Andrew Filipponi from Pittsburgh Radio on yesterday. I mean, like, going to the wild card and losing that game again is worse than death. For Steelers fans.
Anybody do a welfare check on Mr. Filipponi yet?
I was thinking about it. I'm going to text him. I know it's early, but he's got his young daughter. He was on our show yesterday. Filipponi, 93.7 The Fan. Okay.
I think he said 38-3 Pittsburgh win on our airwaves.
Oh,
he tweeted it too.
If only that.
If only that.
If only
Max.
that was the shot that
Yep.
Filipponi called last night.
What else did he say?
He also said, I'm just trying to find the exact.
The exact tweet.
Yeah, the exact one. Geez, Pony. How many tweets you
no,
sending out
he
here,
was
dude?
live tweeting last night.
Oh, good grief, man. Come on, you're killing me. All right, well, whatever. Here's the deal.
Well, listen, I mean, look, with all the stuff happening, I'm not surprised. Anyway, I got the tweet for you.
Okay, read the tweet.
There's no way the Steelers lose tonight. In fact, I'll get my nipples pierced with no numbing agents if they lose to the Bengals. It ain't happening.
No lidocaine.
I mean.
Is that what you use for tattoos?
No, you just go raw, man.
No, lidocaine, it's just like a numbing cream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we don't do that for tattoos, no.
But this is a piercing he's getting.
Yeah, no, this is wild. I don't know. On the nipple area?
I mean, listen, no experience, but blah. You
when I was-
black out.
Yeah.
I mean, let's.
When
keep
I was
it a
in high,
buck,
when
as
I was in
Cam
high
Ward
school
says.
and I had my belly button pierced,
Oh, that would be hilarious, Perloff. And actually, now I think inspired by Andrew Filipponi, I think that should be now a stake. Not to not to couch and cape off of what Pony's doing.
That feels-
but we've been looking for some high stakes for some of our bets.
that feels wildly unoriginal to copy it. Like, oh,
Belly button pierce?
Well, he just got his nipples pierced. Let's get a piercing. He just did that.
Yeah, you just
Let's
did.
do
All right.
original.
Listen, I can't even imagine. And he said, sent out a tweet later, Aaron, do it for my nipples. Like, lead him on a comeback when he got the ball back with 11 seconds left when the Hail Mary
By
fell
the way,
short.
the Hail Mary traveled 69.5 yards, according to AWS. It's the longest throw in NFL since 2017. Aaron Rodgers, his arm is insane. And he's 100 years old.
And he did a spin move for absolutely no reason.
I think that gives him a little momentum. He likes to
Yeah.
roll against his body on those Hail Marys. But I couldn't believe he reached the end zone on that.
I was thinking about it. It's like, is the arm for a quarterback kind of like the jump shot for an NBA player? Like, no matter how old you are, what happens to your knees or whatever, you always got the jump shot, right? I remember talking to Dennis Scott about this. He's like, I can still rob guys in church shoes, is what he said.
Well, what is the most important body part for a quarterback?
The arm.
Your butt.
It's between the ears, people. It's your brain. That's why a 40-year-old quarterback can be effective. That's why Tom Brady won a Super Bowl in his 40s.
Wait, I thought we were talking about Hail Marys here. Like, where do you
No.
get the power from?
Oh, no, I'm just saying why it doesn't. My point was, like, a 40-year-old quarterback has a lot of advantages up here and can still be good into his 40s.
Right, but we're talking about the arm strength of Rodgers just to get the
That
Hail
was
Mary
crazy.
into the end zone. You just said it's the longest pass since 2017. I was thinking about, Boomer Esiason down the hall. I think Boomer's like 60 now, something like that.
What the hell was that all about?
I wonder how far he could even just throw a football now. If you got him to like warm up a little bit, Rodgers obviously in the deep fourth quarter of a game is, got sweat
I mean,
going.
he's 64 years old. I don't even want to put Boomer through that. And Boomer works out.
Yeah, no,
Boomer's
he's
but
really good
But when
shape.
was the last time he slang a pick?
Right, I just feel like he throws one.
Might hurt your shoulder.
He might hurt himself. Yeah,
It's like a pitcher coming out of nowhere, out of retirement, and throwing one. They tear every muscle in their shoulder.
By the way,
Go
we
ahead.
never talked about this, not to get onto a sidetrack. First game in Seattle with the ALCS. Obviously, did you guys see who threw out the ceremonial first
That would
pitch?
be Randy Johnson, the big
Mr.
unit.
Randy Johnson.
Big unit.
Told the catcher, get up. Did you see he almost, I'm not saying he barely got it there. I was just saying that the ball It was not what I was expecting from Randy Johnson.
Were you
Maybe that's my
expecting
bad.
97 miles an hour on the corner?
I was expecting him to tell the catcher, sit down. Let me just give you the heater.
I think that's where he's
Kill a
protecting.
bird.
He's got to protect himself from himself.
But did you guys think that Aaron Rodgers still had that arm strength? Because I certainly did not.
No.
And the
It's
funny thing is,
amazing.
it's just the thing with Aaron Rodgers, it's just a flick. It doesn't even look like he's loading up.
Yeah. But you know what's funny though? When he threw it, he kind of spun, like you said earlier, almost like a shot put, like in the Olympics. You know, he just throw it and just keep spinning. And I was like, that was cool.
Well, if you watch any pro day workout with a quarterback in the draft, that throw where you're rolling against your body, you get so much momentum and torque underneath you. I had a quarterback show me how to create torque, and that's like the whole thing. Aaron Rodgers does it so effortless. That's why he's good at golf. That's why we're bad at sports, because we can't do that with our hips.
Are you saying torque or torque?
Torque.
Torque.
Not twerk.
Yeah,
not Megan the Stallion.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's another.
When I was out there with Cardi B,
skill.
she
That's a
showed
whole
me how
other
to get
skill.
some extra twerk into my.
It's good for
that's for baseball, for BBLs, Maggie.
Yeah.
It's good for the core to twerk a lot.
Who was the football player who taught you how to do that?
Paul Burmeister. He learned this. He learned this drill when he was tried out for the Vikings. He had us do it, and it was incredible. Yeah, you turn the other way, and you have so much more power on your throw. You can throw 10 yards longer. Yeah, I mean, I had Hank Haney once taught me how to swing a golf club. Did I ever tell you about that?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and he also had this incredible thing with my hips, and he showed me 3 times, and I hit one beautifully, then forgot it all.
Left the golf course
Yeah.
and never did it again.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like Men in
listen,
Black just got totally erased.
And the key to athleticism is to be able to move your hips and create torque. And we can't do it.
And on Rodgers' brain, because I thought that was a good point too, I thought the throw he made to Fryer move down the middle was like picture perfect of like why the quarterback brain makes sense, and Kirk did a good job because he anticipates the throw. The guy isn't actually open, but he throws him open. And I don't know how many young quarterbacks, Justin Fields, I watch where they're just holding the ball, waiting for a guy to get open. Rodgers sees just an open space and just throws it to an open space and throws an absolute beauty down the middle. And you're like, that guy wasn't open when he threw the ball, but he threw him open. So I think Pearl's right about just being smart. You can go a long ways.
I mean, that's exactly like anticipation is incredible. Yes. But also, can we say that first touchdown where Aaron Rodgers ran around like Patrick Mahomes? Like, can we give a shout out to our guy, Dr. Rock Positano, renowned foot and ankle doctor, who told us Aaron Rodgers would be a totally different athlete 2 years off the Achilles? He was running around like a 25-year-old Aaron Rodgers.
He passed for a touchdown on a 3rd and 18. I mean, it's amazing. They lost the game, though, and they blew an opportunity. This is why I think you're sick if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, because you could have had this game.
Yeah, I mean, you might even be getting your nipples pierced.
Oh, my gosh, Filipponi. Why, sir?
And called them the Bungles in the tweet, too.
Okay, so you're not into raspberries.
This is just, it's going to hurt, man. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. Would you rather get your nipples pierced or get your chest waxed?
I get my eyebrows waxed, so definitely a waxing.
Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah, a 40-year-old virgin.
Yeah.
Poll question?
Sure. I'd do wax.
If wax doesn't win by a large margin, there's a lot wrong with our listeners and America.
The wax, it hurts, but it goes away.
Yeah.
It stings, but the feeling does, like
and
the pain does go away.
And if you get your nipples pierced, even if you brush up against the wall by accident, that's going to sting, allegedly.
Nitty, how often do you get your eyebrows waxed?
Whenever they get unfurly.
By
I need
the
to
way,
get them waxed ASAP.
Good job out of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you don't want to be Ryan Day, too. The nipple rings come with you. Like people be on the internet seeing this. Is Perloff or Maggie Perloff wearing nipple rings? I don't want that.
Remember the Ryan Day thing? Did we ever get to the bottom of that? He denied it, right? Did anyone ask him about it?
I don't remember him being even asked. He could have been, but if he did, it didn't make many headlines.
Crazy. All right, we got to take a break. 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. Coming up, interesting story coming out of college football. Dive in next. M&P.
You're in a 5-minute break.
I do not see anything from Bill.
Well, the game was tight, the crowd was loud, the judge went down, ain't no cheers now. Flicks are strained, they said real low, like a punch straight through my radio. Manny Rodriguez sitting third row, with his judge jersey and his heart broke slow. He stood up once, then he sat back down, poured that pain till he couldn't hear the sound. Now he's blackout drunk in a parking lot bar, talking to ghosts and cussing at the stars. Why'd you take my hero? What did he do? Whiskey on his lips, Yankee tears in his boots. Bartender said, son, it's just a game, but to many it's blood running through his veins. So pour one more shot and leave on the line for the kid who lost hope when we lost 99. Played shortstop in a little league town, swung like Judge, always dreaming big now. Had the poster, had the swing, hell, he even rocked that pinky ring. But the Bronx felt cold when Judge went down, man, he just drifted to another round. Talking like Judge was a brother he knew, swearing he felt that pain too. Now he's blackout drunk in a parking lot bar, talking to ghosts and cussing at the stars. Why'd you take my hero? What did he do? Whiskey on his lips, Yankee tears in his boots. Bartender said, son, it's just a game, but to many it's blood running through his veins. So pour one more shot and leave on the line for the kid who lost hope when we lost 99. Played shortstop in a little league town, swung like Judge, always dreaming big now. Had the poster, had the swing, hell, he even rocked that pinky ring. But the Bronx felt cold when Judge went down, man, he just drifted to another round. Talking like Judge was a brother he knew, swearing he felt that pain too. Maybe tomorrow he'll find his way home, but tonight, that pinstripe heart's alone, and the world just don't feel right. When your hero's down and out for the fight. Yeah, he's blackout drunk in a parking lot bar, praying that rehab ain't too far. Come back soon, Judge, we need you back. Man, he's got no tears left to be had. He don't want pity, don't want no sign, just wants his hero back in that life. So pour one more shot and leave on the line till we rise again with our 99.
Five seconds remaining.
Well, the game was tight, the crowd was loud.
Thirty seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Look at you, Manny. This NASCAR race preview is sponsored by WeatherGuard Truck and Van Equipment. They're just as driven as the hardworking pros they serve, and I can guess based on the song where they're going to be this weekend.
You know what that music means. The NASCAR Cup playoffs continue down at my favorite track in the sport. The round of 8 continues with the Yellowwood 500 from Talladega Superspeedway, and it must be nice to be Denny Hamlin in that number 11 car right now for Joe Gibbs Racing. After his win last week in Las Vegas, he sits atop the standings with Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, and Chase Briscoe right behind him. And right now, below that dreaded cut line is William Byron, Chase Elliott, Joey Logano, and Ryan Blaney.
Manny, I think you and I could get some shake and bake going.
Hey, man, just 3 races remain on the NASCAR Cup schedule, and we've got the Yellowwood 500 from Talladega Superspeedway next. Green flag waves on Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern. Shake and bake.
Can I just say Talladega Nights with Will Ferrell movie ages great. When he's actually running naked with his underwear on the track.
With the helmet on. Hurt my friend.
Yeah, just the guts to do that movie. Anyway, just a shout out to my buddy Will.
And great job, Manny Tires. Let's get to Chris Lopresti, who's got the latest and greatest with us this morning.
Progressive Commercial Insurance protects small businesses with affordable coverage options. You get a quote today at progressivecommercial.com. Quite the whirlwind 7 to 10 days for Joe Flacco. 2 games quickly under his belt as a member of the Bengals, and last night put on a show for the home crowd.
Chase Brown in the backfield. Yossi goes out wide to the right. Shotgun snap to Flacco. Looking, throwing, caught, middle of the end zone. Noah Fant, the Bengals tight end, with the touchdown catch. And Cincinnati's lead can be back to 10 with the extra point.
That's Bengals radio. 1 of 3 Flacco TD passes on the night. He finished with 342 yards through the air, 161 of them to Jamar Chase, who set a single-game franchise record with 16 catches on 23 targets. Not to be outdone, Aaron Rodgers, 4 TD passes for the Steelers, including the go-ahead 68-yard score to Pat Freiermuth with a little over 2 minutes to go. But Flacco brings the Bengals back down the field, and you get the eventual Evan McPherson game-winning 36-yard field goal with 7 seconds remaining. The Bengals win at 33-31 atop Pittsburgh. Flacco balling out somehow despite this admission about the new offense he's running.
And even though you've read the play a million times, like when you hear it, just wasn't hitting my brain right. And we were joking on the sideline. Like anytime that happened and we broke the play and we broke the huddle and it was like, I don't know if we're right here. I mean, that play hit. So we got lucky tonight in that sense.
And he talked about how he thought this week was more challenging than last because of the quick turnaround. Thursday night game, he said it's still a full game plan, whereas last week the trade, I think, was Tuesday. So he had a little bit more time to prepare for that first game against Green Bay. In any event, impressive. And the Bengals are now 3-4. Steelers fall to 4-2. And how about Rodgers' fury with tackle Broderick Jones?
Oh, my gosh.
After he basically tackled him from behind on the Freiermuth TD. I mean,
like in celebration.
Yes, they were both celebrating.
And they're running down the field, and offensive lineman basically jumps on Aaron Rodgers, and they both go to the ground, and you hear Rodgers, they get up, he pushes his offensive lineman and says, get the bleep off.
Don't be a freaking weirdo.
Then I was like, who was Rodgers more angry at? His own offensive lineman who took him down on a celebration, or Jaylen Warren, who didn't realize that the flea flicker got called off in the line of scrimmage, and he did it anyway.
Yeah. Well, I was actually wondering, would Rodgers go back to Warren? And he went back to him the rest of the game. Yeah. So I know he was mad in the moment. I get this weird vibe that Rodgers is getting along well with this team, where I didn't necessarily know that in New York.
Shocker, the Jets.
How do you feel about that, EJ?
Well, actually, we might not know about it now.
Because
if he doesn't do McAfee, then we're not going to know.
Yeah, it's totally a random vibe. We have no idea. That's a good point.
Although it did cross my mind when he was really laying into Jaylen Warren. I was like, oh, here it is. Like, this is when things go badly. Rodgers wears his emotions on the sleeve. Is this going to start a little of the cracks in the foundation? And to be honest, who knows? I mean, they lost the game, so we'll see.
He played great after that, too. Yeah. I mean, not immediately, but in the second half.
Yeah, no, Rodgers did well.
But, I didn't get the sense that, like, I got a weird sense that him and Jaylen Warren are tight. Like, they're on the same page. I didn't think, like, you don't yell at a guy like that if you totally hate. I felt like he's comfortable with Warren. He went back to him, like, the 2 plays later.
Well, he has no one else to go to. He's got DK Metcalf, Freiermuth, a 300-pound tight end, 6'7", and Jaylen Warren.
I just think you could tell he has a lot of faith in Jaylen Warren. I'm not sure why. And Jaylen Warren's a good player. And what about my guy, Kenneth Gainwell? Unbelievable. Yeah. Sorry, I just had to throw that in there. Former Eagle.
My guy.
Yes. All right, let's go to baseball. League Championship Series. Andres Jimenez went deep for a second straight game. He knocked in 4, and Vlad Guerrero Jr. stays on a heater, homered for the 5th time this postseason. The Blue Jays took care of the Mariners 8-2 to even the ALCS at 2 games apiece. Max Scherzer, 5 2/3 innings of 2-run ball, including a fiery resistance to leave the game when his manager John Schneider came out for a mound visit at one point.
I was joking with him. You know, I've been waiting for that moment since our Zoom call in the offseason before we signed him. Loved it. There's a little more of that in between to send him back out for the 6th, too. Talking about how we don't talk to him when he's starting. I definitely talked to him, and that was another fun conversation in the tunnel.
And they showed some footage of him in the warm-up doing some of those like psychotic things that Max Scherzer does.
Yeah.
He's just an interesting cat.
I'd be petrified if that guy was yelling at me with those two different eye colors.
Yes.
Never know where to look.
Yeah.
No,
He looked shaky to start, too. That looked bad.
Yeah. Found his way through 4 walks, but almost pitched through 6. He hadn't pitched in a game in 3 weeks.
Damn.
So came through, though. Game 5 this evening, 6:08 Eastern start. Following that one, the defending champion Dodgers will look to return to the World Series and finish off a sweep of the Brewers after winning at home last night.
Zarowski deals. Edman swings. He dumps one down into center field. Will Smith has a green light. The three-lit home is cut off. Now Freddie Freeman to third. He's safe. Smith scores on the RBI base hit from Tommy Edman, and the Dodgers grab the lead in Game 3.
That's Dodgers Radio. Edman giving them the lead for keeps as they top the Brewers 3-1. Mookie Betts also doubled home a run, and Tyler Glasnow struck out 8 over 5 2/3 of one-run ball. Dodgers get Ohtani on the mound tonight, looking to finish off a sweep of the NLCS.
They're up 3-0. Do they really need to pitch Ohtani just so Maggie can say it's a cool gimmick? Come on.
I think they need him to close it out.
They don't need him at all. They're up 3-0, and he's striking out at a record rate for him. I don't know.
Well, he's going to get basically a week off if he pitches well.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they're going to be waiting for the
But
other
they definitely
series
don't need him to close out. They could go to a bullpen game and win this. I mean, yeah, it's just weird. I want to see. I mean, he got a big hit yesterday. I mean, he led off with it. But I want to see Ohtani hitting the ball 500 feet.
I'm kind of on your side. Why start him in Game 4 when you're so close to winning the pennant? Just do a bullpen. If it doesn't work, shoot him out there for Game 5.
It's kind of a glorified bullpen game with him anyway because he's not fully stretched out.
That's a good point.
Yeah, well, how many innings is he going to go?
Did 4? He
Yeah,
did 6
maybe
the last
4.
game, though, right?
Did he go?
Yeah.
Okay.
5 and a third? Whatever it was.
Yeah.
They're wary of his pitch count. So if he keeps the pitch count down, he can certainly pitch a little bit deeper into the game. But I don't think they're going to go too far with him.
But you need to get him out there to get some work, too. Maybe could that be it?
Possibly.
Especially
if they win tonight.
I love that you guys think that there's like all these decisions. Ohtani tells them whether or not he's pitching.
Yeah, you're not wrong. He took batting practice for the first time in his 2 years there the other day. Yeah, he does what he wants.
I think Ohtani's a little more passive than you guys think. I don't know.
I feel like I just keep reading about his, first of all, his routines and how nobody can mess with them, and also just they leave him alone. And I think he makes the final say.
They kept him. How many times this year was he pitching like 1 or 2 innings, and he was looking like, "What, you're really pulling me now?" They were keeping him on such a tight string. I don't know if that's true. And by the way, what does he have to say? He struck out 12 times already this playoffs. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, no, he stinks so far in October.
Well, they're up 3-0.
Guys go through slump. Good time for him to go through a slump while they're winning all these games and on their way back to the World Series with one more victory. The Tigers are obviously done. This is not the best news for their fans to read. So Tarek Skubal getting ready to potentially hit free agency at some point. And right now, the Tigers and Skubal are reportedly over $250 million apart in negotiations on an extension.
It's quite a cap.
Is that in deferred money or real money? Wow.
Bit of a difference. Yes. $250 million. I don't know if you can bridge that gap.
Terrence Skubal, you are a New York Met.
Yeah, congrats.
Just give him a little piece of Little Caesars, the entire franchise.
There you go.
That's how you can get that off.
And then Pablo Torre is going to have a 10-part podcast about how you circumvented. Well, they don't have a salary cap, but still.
Doesn't Peyton owns part of Little Caesars, right? Peyton Manning?
Does he?
Yeah, I think it's part of his deal. Or Shaq, or one of those. Shaq
No,
might own.
Shaq has Papa John's.
Papa John's.
Okay. Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking about.
Maybe
He has ownership
Peyton
stake.
was involved in Papa John's for a while.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he
I
did
don't
have
know
some
if he still
commercials.
is, but yeah. Not sure.
What the Papa John's guy? Something happened with him that
Yeah,
should I not have brought this up?
Everything happened with that guy.
I forgot it. He used to come around. I'm serious. I have no idea how this ended with him. But Pearl, do you remember he used to come around the Super Bowl? The Papa John's guy used to come table to table.
The actual Papa John?
Well, whoever that guy was in the red shirt. And he used to come from table to table. Would you like to interview me? It's like, no. But have a nice day.
Sounds like Papa John. That guy was wild. By the way, I mean, I am not a pizza snob as a New Yorker. I'm all for chain pizza. Papa John's, trash.
I'm with you. It's my least favorite.
It's trash. Just eat cardboard.
Domino's is just way better.
Domino's, Pizza Hut. You got any other options better than Papa John's?
I don't like Papa John's.
I don't discriminate.
Unless they'd like to sponsor the show, in which case I'll suddenly
then I'll say
love
I love
it.
I do not discriminate. Give me all the pizza.
Yeah, after you ripped Disney the other day, by the way.
I'm a user. I have Disney Plus. I said that one show, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. They would even understand that thing is irritating.
Yeah, I live in the pizza capital of the world, arguably. I mean, they're Brooklyn, downtown Brooklyn, has these famous places or lines out the door. My kids live for Sbarro's. That's the
I
only
love
pizza.
Sbarro's a good slice.
Come on.
That's the only. I swear to God, they're like they want to drive up to Connecticut to go to the rest stop to eat Sbarro's pizza.
I wish I could sit down with the powers to be at Disney. I've got some thoughts.
Grimaldi's, no thank
Don't
you.
they still have the one right across the street from the garden there on
Sbarro's?
Yeah,
Sbarro's.
on the corner there.
The scene from The Office.
Yeah, Michael Scott's
when
favorite
Michael
pizza
Scott goes to get a famous New York slice, and it's Sbarro's.
That might be the best joke in the history of sitcoms.
That's a hell of a show,
It's
man.
such a good joke. But I'm going to actually defend your daughters here because there's a Sbarro's in the mall that's close to us, and my kid loves it too, Lucas. I'll finish off what he doesn't eat. It's a good slice, guys.
My folks would indulge into Sbarro's whenever we would go into a mall, and there was a Sbarro's there back when they were in business. They would always be like, "Let's go get a slice of pizza," and I'm like, "Okay, where?" Sbarro's, and I'm like, "What?"
Don't hate.
I mean, in the mall is one thing, but living in Brooklyn,
I think
another.
it's the branding. I think the fact they got the red, white, and green Italian
I
flag
think
color.
they've tricked us.
I really do. I think it makes it taste better
Right.
in our brains.
Giving off the
and
authenticity feel.
You step in here, and it's like being in Rome.
I bet there's a lot of sugar, a lot of preservatives, a lot of things that attract kids compared to like famous thin slice Brooklyn is more of an adult pizza probably.
Fair
we
enough.
have a Spumoni Gardens. You ever heard of that one?
I love that
Sure.
one.
That,
That's a deep cut. If you're for people who come and visit New York, though, if you ever want to take a pizza tour, just call us up.
By the way, we're talking about Detroit. Detroit pizza, elite.
Very good.
It's elite.
And Connecticut.
You know, I'm not into
New
Detroit.
Haven.
Like it's more of a Greek style, right? Like, I'm not so into that.
No, it's not
Square.
Greek. It's more. It's
Square
like
slice.
it's square.
Oh,
It's like a pan pizza.
You ever had a buffalo-style pizza, Maggie?
They're putting it in our baby bottles,
Oh,
Manny.
my goodness. That sweet sauce, sometimes it's good, sometimes it just doesn't hit. Shout out Lenovo, though. I love you, Lenovo.
You want to
Great
have
some great
somehow
wings.
packing 5,000 calories into one slice of pizza, just head right up to Buffalo.
Lenovo's know what they're doing.
By the
though.
way, the real pizza capital of the world, you guys know where it is, right?
New Haven, Connecticut.
You gotta say New Haven.
Unbelievable. It is the craziest thing that like this little town that has a college and nothing else has 10 of the best pizza places on earth.
Yeah, miss me with the clam pizza, though. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't need that.
It's like brushing your teeth with clams.
I like
It's
clams
so
too, but
gross.
no.
CeeLo, thank you so much. Coming up, we do have this crazy story coming out from college football and a lot of fun games to get you set for this weekend. It's the Maggie Perloff Show.
You're in a 5-minute break.
Maggie's got some giant feet, they're the talk of the town. When she walks the sidewalk cracks, she's bringing buildings down. She tried to buy some shoes, but they said no way. Now she's wearing boat sails just to get through the day. Maggie's giant feet, they're a real big deal. Stepping on puddles, creating lakes for real. Maggie's giant feet, they make a mighty thud. But Maggie just laughs, hey, it's all in good fun. She went to a dance, cleared out the floor. Her feet made the music, folks yelled for more. At the beach she's a hit, making giant sand castles. Her footprint's so big, they're like dinosaur battles. She went to a dance, cleared out the floor. Her feet made the music, folks yelled for more. At the beach she's a hit, making giant sand castles. Her footprint's so big, they're like dinosaur battles. Maggie's giant feet, they're a real big deal. Stepping on puddles, creating lakes for real. Maggie's giant feet, they make a mighty thud. But Maggie just laughs, hey, it's all in good fun. She went to a dance, cleared out the floor. So here's to Maggie and her feet so grand. She's the funniest girl in all the land. With her giant feet, she's never beat. Maggie's big
make life so sweet.
Two minutes remaining.
Andrew Bogusch had a plan on a sunny afternoon. Grabbed a bat and took the field under the summer moon. He said, Jack, let's show them how the Bogusch boys can play. But little did they know he had whiskey in his sway.
Oh, Andrew Bogusch swaying side to side with a bottle in his hand. He gave it a good try, swinging at the pitches, stumbling on his feet, drunk on the diamond in the summer heat.
Jack's team was laughing as Dad took his stance, wobbling at the plate in a tipsy baseball dance. The coach was shaking his head, moms were all aghast, but Andrew Bogusch grinned, living in the past.
Oh, Andrew Bogusch swaying side to side with a bottle in his hand. He gave it a good try, swinging at the pitches, stumbling on his feet, drunk on the diamond in the summer heat. He hit a
45 seconds remaining. Thirty seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
This is the song famously that Drew Aller knows all the words
Drew
to.
Lock.
Drew Lock. I'm sorry. Keep calling Drew Aller. Sorry, Drew Aller is front of mind because he's now, gone for the season, unfortunately.
And we finally found out what happened to Drew Aller.
What was it?
He broke his ankle. They weren't, which that's pretty serious too, because I guess it was way beyond a sprain. And I have not seen footage of it, but he's recovering nicely, they say.
So he's the Penn State quarterback who got hurt in the final drive against Northwestern, the third loss in a row, but second loss in a row where Penn State had been a 3-touchdown favorite going into the game, and obviously it led to the dismissal of James Franklin. So with that job now being open, all kind of attention has gone to who will fill that vacancy. And Matt Rhule, who is a Penn State grad and has a lot of ties to the athletic director, has obviously been front and center. So Matt Rhule, appearing on the Pat McAfee show, Manny, I'll hear cut 21, says navigating the rumors about Penn State is difficult. He says that staying honest is important.
It's with my team. It's just unbridled honesty. Tell them the truth. Tell them exactly the truth, and don't BS them because they'll know. And secondly, it's just out there, this is it. This is part of it. It's better than when I was in Carolina and they were chanting to fire me, right? So it's better than being on every hot seat list. So having other schools maybe be interested in you is pretty cool. But I don't do that during the season. I don't mess around with that. I don't play that.
Why? More from Matt Rhule, again from McAfee, says he wants to show respect for Penn State and the athletic director there, but he likes the direction of where Nebraska is going.
At the same time, it's when it's your alma mater, you have to show it love and respect. And I hope, and I love Pat Kraft, they'll find the right coach for them, whoever that is. But this is a destination job that should be a national bully, that should be a beast. And I think we're making our way to doing that.
My dog.
Okay, so if you're listening to Matt Rhule, his press conference the other day at Nebraska and then this interview on the Pat McAfee show, he is trying to, you can tell, thread this very delicate needle of he wants to show his love and respect for Penn State, his alma mater, we met his wife, all that stuff, but also he's really talking up Nebraska here, Pearl. We've seen coaches do this kind of thing where they have one foot out the door, and they generally just say nothing. I'm focused on Nebraska now. I'm not going to talk about that. Rhule is talking a lot, and I get his desire to try to be straight up with people and not look like a complete and total fraud. But I think the opposite has happened where he's now talked up Nebraska so much. I think if he leaves, he's now setting up that fan base to be really ticked off. Like he's teasing them in a lot of ways if he actually is planning on leaving.
Or he's actually telling the truth. He's staying. I mean, to me, you read that. I'm like, I totally agree. Like, this is too far praising Nebraska. Like, he's gone way too far to leave now. And I think he will stay. And for a bunch of reasons. I mean, listen, the Nebraska lost to Michigan. They easily could have won that game. They were going against our 18-year-old quarterback, probably should have won. Nebraska could trip into the playoff this year. Like, they are a potential powerhouse. They really are. I mean, listen, I'm the old one here. I remember when Nebraska was the best team in the country, no doubt. I see no reason that Matt Rhule can't build something there where Penn State, he's going to go straight into James Franklin's shadow.
Yeah, I guess. Hold on, though, right? It's like you get the chance to coach your alma mater.
Yeah, that's true.
In college, I think there is like this really big draw there. Because you're right, on paper, there actually are a lot of reasons to stay at Nebraska. If you feel like you have the money, if you feel like you're getting the recruits, Dylan Raiola, maybe others, although he could bring Raiola with him to Penn State. But if you feel like you're still in that fertile recruiting ground, you have just as good of a shot to win the Big Ten, maybe from Nebraska, than I guess from Penn State. If we're watching Indiana as the third-ranked team in the country, and CURT CIGNETTI got a $93 million raise yesterday, partly because of that speculation about Penn State and work in the system there.
Yeah.
This is what I fear for Matt Rhule. He is really trying to be the good guy here and be more honest and open about what the emotions he's going through.
Right.
But if he actually does end up leaving to go to Penn State, I think you've really done a huge disservice to Nebraska because you have strung them along as opposed to, just kind of keeping it vague.
Super uncool if he does it now. But I don't think, again, I think there is reason. He pointed out, and there's metrics, like they have one of the youngest teams in the country. He's like, I want to coach this team next year. I think selfishly Matt Rhule wants to stay in Nebraska because I think he thinks he can win there.
Is there also something about, you win, however many games Nebraska, they're 5-1 right now. Say you win 9 games or 8 games at Nebraska, you're now a hero. You win 9 games at Penn State, you're on the hot seat.
Yeah. No, I think he literally, the goal in Nebraska is singly the playoff now, this year and especially next year.
Right. So getting to 10 wins, say you go to the playoff, maybe you lose in the first round. I think that season is still looked at as a massive success.
Yeah, I mean, exactly right. And going to Penn State and making the playoff would not be a massive success.
No, that's the baseline now for Penn State.
I think just logistically, look at where Penn State is right now. Aller's gone, I assume. Well, actually, I don't know.
He has to go. He's done.
Oh, he's done?
Out of eligibility, which I didn't even think was a thing anymore. I thought you just stay eligible until you're, in the retirement home.
Both running backs, I presume, will go pro. The cupboard is bare. You'd have to rebuild in Penn State. Penn State's lost a lot of talent. I mean, my Penn State theory that I've been developing.
What's that?
Well, they lost Tyler Warren, who's made the Colts the best team in the NFL, and he was the whole only reason Penn State was good last year. Anyone buying that with me?
I think Abdul Carter has something to do with that, too.
Yeah, Abdul Carter also.
Well, I'll give you Abdul Carter on the version. But do you remember last year the entire offense was Tyler Warren? We kept saying that. I'm like, do they have any other players? Now their offense just stunk without him.
So I think people would be listening to us in Central Pennsylvania, or any big Penn State fan out there is like, guys, Penn State has more money to throw around than Nebraska. But can
really?
Well, I would think so.
But Nebraska could probably amp up their fundraising in a huge way.
Well, let me just throw this at you because it's a story that's been a little bit wonky and behind the scenes. The Big Ten is potentially on the verge of signing this massive investment deal with the people who are responsible for all of the pensions in the state of California. Now, USC and Michigan are pushing back on this, but it could be to the tune of $2 billion, which means every Big Ten school gets immediately $100 million just right into their athletic department. That would help a place like Nebraska.
That sounds ethical.
Yeah, but then they'd be competing you have to outbid everybody else.
Everyone else gets it too. But again, if you're Matt Rhule, it's all right, I'll maybe stick around, $100 million. let's keep this thing going in Nebraska. 888-710-4ISN.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining.
He's got something to say, infinity's mice. He's feeling the dismay. No NBA on NBC. What a shame. Just JJ Redick's wine ain't the same. Peter Bellotti is getting upset. Maggie Perloff, can you hear his plea? Bring back the NBA on NBC. Set his spirit free. He misses more. Kostos and the crew, those were the days. Pete cries out, boo, boo. Bring it back, oh can't you see? Bring back the NBA on NBC. Let it be. Pete's mad, he's feeling sad. Bring it back, oh make it right.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
Rodgers throws it down the sideline. It's caught by DK Metcalf. That might not be a catch. So it was ruled a catch on the field, but they're showing the replay. And as Metcalf went to the ground, the ball popped out as his back was hitting the sideline.
After a crude discussion, the ruling on the field is an interception by Cincinnati.
Wow.
They gave it to him. They gave it to him.
What a play by DJ Turner to rip that ball away from arguably the strongest wide receiver in the NFL.
What a play. Thank you to the Bengals Radio Network. This was part of those plays, Pearl, that just turned the tide because in the drive before, Aaron Rodgers had thrown his first interception of the game. That ended up being the second one. The Bengals turn that into a touchdown. They take the lead, and then Rodgers comes back. They're driving. It's right before the half, and that turns into an interception, and the Bengals turn that into a field goal. And so they were really, really humming after that. The crowd was electric, and the Bengals pull off the 33-31 upset, and the Bengals have life now behind 41-year-old Joe Flacco.
Have you ever seen more bobbled balls in a game, half of which were caught, half of which were not? There's one where Jamar Chase on a simple out bobbled it like 4 times, caught it, did an incredible spin move. There were so many also potential PIs, unbelievable. After every play, Aaron Rodgers and Joe Flacco had their hands out. It was such a wild, unpredictable game, and Pittsburgh got really hot at the end. I thought they were going to win that game because if at the end of the game, T. Higgins got down and was able to kill the clock, set up the game-winning field goal for Cincinnati. If they didn't, Aaron Rodgers was coming down and scoring. There was no doubt about it.
Yeah, these two defenses did not put up the type of resistance. Despite that amazing play that we just aired for you with DJ Turner, this was not a defensive gut check AFC North game. No. These two teams were moving the ball, and both quarterbacks, outside of those interceptions from Rodgers, both quarterbacks did play well. Flacco playing better with Jamar Chase tallying 161 receiving yards, but they also got the ground game going, which was really important for the Bengals. So the Bengals are live now, guys. They're 3-4 on the season. Yep. The New York Jets come to town next week, and then the Bears after that. So you got two winnable games, to get this thing on the right side of the 500 mark. And then for the Steelers, now they're 4-2, so they're still in a decent spot, but man, what a missed opportunity. They could have had a 3-game lead on the division, Pearl. They had a 10-0 lead in this game, and then some mistakes and the fact that their defense was just terrible last night now makes this AFC North really a dogfight.
Yeah, I'll be honest, and I keep saying this. If they had won and gone to 5-1, I still wouldn't have faith in the Steelers because they can't stop the run. I mean, name a Super Bowl winning team that couldn't stop the run. I don't have the stats in front of me, but I imagine they don't exist. What has happened to Mike Tomlin's defense? Last night, from the get-go, you could see even as Cincinnati had trouble getting on the scoreboard, Pittsburgh had trouble tackling. I hate when teams that are supposed to be tough have trouble tackling.
Well, I got to be honest, both Jalen Ramsey and Darius Slay, if we're talking about the pass game, that was a long night for both of those guys. And Joey Porter Jr. Was in and out of the medical tent, right? And in and out of the game. And as far as the defense was concerned for the run side of the ball, Chase Brown was just smoking them. Yeah. I mean, I think that the Steelers' defense is just not what the reputation says, right?
Yeah, I mean, it fell apart at the end of last year, and they decided not to draft Shedeur Sanders and take a defensive tackle, and it's not helping.
And, T.J. Watt was kind of outside of one sack that he had in the game, but he was kind of like, I would say not effective because you always have to account for him on the field. It just felt like every time he was lined up on the right side, they would just go play to the left, and they were able to pick up chunk yardage.
Yep, it kept chipping him too. Had a sack at the end, which was actually pretty important. But yeah, he's their MVP. It's never going to be, even if Rodgers plays great, he'll always be second fiddle. It's a team where the defensive end is the most important player.
So asking you from the Cincinnati side of this, was this more than just like a sugar high last night? Is this something real? I think the schedule obviously helps them out a little bit, and Flacco playing really well. And then for the Pittsburgh Steelers, are you sick about this one? Not every bad loss has to be 30-0. This was a really big opportunity they squandered. And if they end up losing the division somehow, then I think they're going to look back at this game and say we blew a golden opportunity. So that's where I'm at with these two teams.
That feels a little myopic and short term in the sense that the Steelers do this season. They'll lose games they shouldn't, and they'll win games they shouldn't. They'll beat red hot Ravens team and then turn around and lose to the Browns. This is the Mike Tomlin experience.
I'm also a little interested to see how Rodgers responds here. Yelling at teammates last night, particularly Jaylen Warren, who did not understand or didn't hear or didn't get it that the flea flicker had been called off and instead executed the flea flicker. And all of a sudden, Aaron Rodgers getting the ball back, like in his lap.
Sometimes, as a dad, you have to yell at the kids. And Aaron Rodgers is a dad playing football.
I will turn this car around, basically.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I believe he's not a father, at least that we know of. He's got that dad energy. The whole game had dad energy. Joe Flacco, basically, he's like, get me back to the couch. I want to watch Netflix.
I think we've got Flacco all wrong. This guy doesn't want to go home.
Oh,
Clearly,
my God.
He could have went home years ago and didn't want to go home. He wants every last bit of this career, and I don't blame him for that. You see Joe Burrow sitting on the bench. It was just like an odd dichotomy because I could have sworn they were going to carry Joe Flacco out on their shoulders last night.
Well, yeah, but I got to tell you, like the announcers like, Joe Flacco's having the game of his life. And then you cut to the actual visual of him. He looks completely bored and just sitting there. The guy has no emotion on his face.
By the way, Joe Burrow before the game looked like Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah. Then he put on a hat because he was getting so much.
He had that frown and the hair was all over his face. I'm like, I know you're hurt, buddy, but
then he looked pretty good during the game. He was they kept going to him and he's kind of tapping his foot.
I might be surprised someone like nudged him and said, hey, they're kind of roasting you on social media, especially because these guys all go to their phones on halftime.
Joe Flacco to quarterbacks is like that guy you don't really want to bring around your girlfriend. It's like, this guy's got a little something. I don't know if I really want him.
Something's wrong with him.
I just don't really want him, like, I don't know, maybe getting an extra 10 minutes while I'm at the bar ordering drinks and all of a sudden he's back at the table talking to your girl. Like, Joe Flacco's, his impact and effect on a fan base is wild. Look at the people last night in Cincinnati. They're going out of their minds. You got people without their shirts on. They're chanting, "Thank you, Cleveland," the postgame.
The Bengals fans.
Don't let Joe Flacco around your girl. Don't let him around your offense.
Unless you're Indy, then.
Oh, it didn't work out.
Or the Jets.
Or the Jets.
Well, you guys,
or the
it's
Eagles.
Not perfect, all right? All right, let's get to the NFL.
Or the Ravens, for that matter, because they couldn't wait to go to Lamar.
All right, every game, we're going to preview it in less than 60 seconds, and we're going to do a little something different this week. We're going to do the one big storyline for this game. EJ, go ahead.
All right. How about Britain's team, the Jacksonville Jaguars, hosting the Rams in London, a little student versus master, Liam Cohen versus one McVay.
Yeah, that was going to be my storyline here is, Liam Cohen obviously has a very intimate knowledge of Sean McVay and vice versa because they work together. And so does that give anyone a leg up? I would think the Rams, but there's no Puka Nacua in this game. So hopefully, a big one from Devontae Adams.
So I want to go all dad on my storyline. This is a travel issue game. The Rams were stuck in Baltimore working out in Camden Yards all week.
I saw that.
But the Jags went early to London, and the Jags know how to do this thing. They went on Tuesday, much earlier to acclimate. This franchise should have an advantage playing in London. I mean, that's a real thing. You saw it happen to your Bills. So to me, who's acclimated will play a big part.
At least somebody's playing in Camden Yards this October. Hey-o.
Teed that one up for you.
All right, the Boomer Sooner Bowl happening in Chicago. You got former OU quarterback Caleb Williams versus former OU quarterback Spencer Rattler. Bears versus Saints.
Oh, I mean, there's permission to go dad again. There's only one player I want to watch on this field on Sunday. That is 35-year-old tight end, quarterback, wide receiver, Taysom Hill. Watching the game with Saints-Patriots last week, dude's on the field, scored a touchdown. He has actually had very effective snaps. I had no idea he was playing this year. Not the slightest clue that he was coming back to the Saints. Tore his ACL last year. He came back in week 4 against the Giants. Hello, they're a new team with Taysom Hill.
That's funny.
No, he's really been effective. They were a completely different team last week when he was on the field. He's like a huge short yardage back. I'm telling you, watch out for Taysom Hill.
No, the Saints have been the kings of the cover. But to me, the storyline here is how do the Bears handle a little success? They had that great win against the Commanders last week, and they were been taking slings and arrows from Troy Aikman and other things. But how do you handle success? Because you're at home with a Saints team that is kind of pesky, Can you put them away? Who's next?
All right, the Fighting Rico Dottos, the Carolina Panthers, travel to MetLife to face the Jets.
By the way, Chuba Hubbard might take away Rico Dowdle's carries this week. To me, it's interesting. They're sticking with Justin Fields. Last week, Aaron Glenn had to ask a question. I am very curious to see if Justin Fields can not play well enough to keep his job here. I guess Garrett Wilson might not play. So this is a really dangerous spot. Will they even pull him in the game if he struggles against a defense that he should have success against, but he hasn't looked good, Maggie?
For Carolina, I think this is, if you are really going to be a team that is in the mix for the NFC South, then you go in and you win this game by a touchdown, no doubt. But for the Jets side of this, EJ, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the schedule, and if you don't win this game, you got the Saints later on. I think 0-4 is completely on the table. Carolina only a 1.5-point favorite on the road.
That makes me sad. Okay, let's go to Cleveland, where the win is going to be record highs, where the Dolphins are facing the Browns.
This is not good for Dylan Gabriel, who hit a teammate in the back of the helmet last week, and that wasn't even one of his worst throws of the day. So with wind, that might not be very good. He's my storyline here. How does he look against a Dolphins defense that should be able to get shredded?
Are you kidding me? I could not get to my DraftKings site quicker to bet the Cleveland Browns. Tua Tagovailoa and 50 to 60 mile per hour winds with a 95% chance of rain. Are you kidding me? Well, I don't know what the numbers are in Tua. It's a 2.5-point spread now. Oh my God, Miami has no chance in the rain. By the way, can you name that stadium in Cleveland?
Manny, that's for you.
It's not for me.
I'm just reading the article now. I'd never heard this, and
I'm blanking.
I could have it wrong. I got to double check this because it's so random. I didn't even know. Go on to the next game.
First Energy Solutions. I don't know.
You made that up.
All right, let's go to Nissan Stadium, where the Titans.
Tennessee.
Yes, that's where Tennessee plays. They'll be hosting the 4-2 Patriots.
I think a lot of people would believe that the storyline is about New England and Mike Vrabel coming back to Tennessee and maybe trying to, shove it in the face of that team and ownership.
Yeah, I'm one of those people.
Yeah, but I actually think the cool story of this game is, does Cam Ward look any different with Mike McCoy than he did with Brian Callahan? Maybe a little bit new coach bump. Maybe is there a way that Tennessee gets this thing back on track? You have plenty of time this season. This does not have to be a 2-win, 3-win season for them. So my actually bigger thing is Cam Ward. I know the Patriots are good.
I think Cam Ward already looks good. It's just no one's catching it. I'm curious if Will Vrabel run it up. That's what I would like to see. I mean, if they do get the lead, you're right. I mean, the Patriots don't seem like a 40-3 kind of team.
No, Drake May has been awesome on these explosive plays.
Will it get personal? That is really what I'm watching for.
I mean, if we keeping the book right now, we ass.
Rashee Rice returns to the lineup for the Kansas City Chiefs. They're at home to host the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, for me, it's definitely Rice's this thing. You forget he had ACL surgery after week 4, I believe, last year, where he got off to this great start. So not only is he coming off the 6-game suspension, he also is coming off a knee injury, which is a bit of a question mark. But he could really take this Chiefs offense, which has been cooking, to the next level.
Yeah, for me, this is a question about Geno. I mean, I know they won the game last week against Tennessee 20-10, but Geno Smith did not attempt a pass over 10 air yards. He's afraid to throw picks. And
well, after doing so much early in the season, right?
I know, but if you're going to try to really beat Kansas City, you have to be somewhat aggressive, bro. You can't just turtle up. So I don't think they have a prayer in this game.
They have 2 quarterbacks injured, but they will play the game in Minnesota. Vikings hosting the Eagles.
Oh, well, Pearl, this is your team. You want to go first?
Oh, yeah. To me, this is the Eagles have this narrative out there that it's a repeat of the implosion from 2023. To me, it's about Saquon Barkley. Saquon's averaging 3.4 yards per carry, hasn't had a 100-yard game, and we're already getting well past a quarter of the season. If you do not want to implode, you have to get this man going.
Actually, I had the same thing. I looked it up. Minnesota 24th as far as their rush defense in terms of yards allowed. You should be able to run on this defense ability.
Yeah.
Wah.
All right, let's go to the 4 o'clock window where the Broncos seem to be taking it personally against the Giants, who are traveling to Colorado this week.
Yeah, this is like the bad blood that we all never saw coming. I didn't know I needed this in my life, but now that it's here, it's great. I love that, the Denver defensive tackles are calling out the Giants swag and basically saying that Jackson Dart wears a chain and
sorry ass team
does dances and everyone needs something. I'm kind of curious, who can actually make good on this, right? Like, can actually Jackson Dart and Cam Scadaboo and that Giants defensive line actually make this a game, or is Denver going to make the Giants look stupid?
I mean, Denver is not great. They probably should have lost to the Jets. Like, if they can let the Jets hang around, if you don't throw the ball to my fantasy player Cortland Sutton more than twice next game, their offense is just it's not Sean Payton. I don't know what's going on there. I'm really worried about Bo Nix. I mean, because that could be a Super Bowl contender with that defense, and Bo Nix has to step up his play 200%.
So let's go to L.A., where the Chargers are hosting the Colts. Jim Harbaugh Commanders travel to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. CeeDee Lamb returning in this one.
Oh, my God. What is it? Jiff, get your popcorn out.
The Commanders.
If George Pickens doesn't get any targets because they're all going to CeeDee Lamb, I die to see if he complains. But this is a massive, massive game for the Cowboys. They go, if they lose this one, then they're not looking at the playoffs. And Washington's borderline. I think this is actually maybe one of the most important games of the weekend.
Yeah, for the Commanders to lose that game last week to the Bears, this is a major regroup spot. And is this defense going to be able to do anything against the Dallas offense, which is full of firepower? Dallas knows they've got to score 30 points if they want to be in these games. And obviously they get Lamb back, as you said. So big spot here for Dan Quinn's defense. And Dan Quinn, facing former team, always a little extra something there.
Absolutely. Seats getting a little warm for one Jonathan Gannon, who's been acting weird in press conferences, and not a good sign that you got the Packers coming into Arizona this week.
Yeah, for me, the Cardinals are weird, right? Because they always hang around. And to me, the Packers line up perfectly with them because the Packers will let anybody hang around. Got this weird feeling about this game that it's actually going to be a lot more snug than anyone believes. And in the last final drive, something like that. And I actually think this game could really go either way.
Yeah, I mean, here's the key decision. Does Arizona want to win? Do they play Jacoby Brissett, or does Kyler Murray get back on the field? Probably the same result. I agree with you, close game. But Brissett sure looked good last week. And after Joe Flacco balled out last night, I'd go with the old guy.
The weird thing is so it's a 6.5 point spread, and like when it's actually your money, do you really want to take the points in the Arizona Cardinals?
Arizona's lost all their games by 9 points
total.
total.
Like in my mind, I'm okay with it, but then watching it, I'm going to hate myself. Go ahead, EJ.
All right, and let's go to Sunday Night Football. Falcons, who say that they're legit now, taking on the 49ers in Santa Clara.
I am actually really worried about a letdown for the Falcons because I've watched this team the last 5 years. They, consistency, they're feeling themselves. They beat your Bills.
Yep.
Somewhat short week, and the Niners are limping, especially at the quarterback spot. I feel like I would watch out for it. Like, if Atlanta has to prove it's for real, to me, I do not trust them because I feel the classic letdown after a massive win.
Yeah, and on the flip side, though, if Atlanta does go out to San Francisco and does beat this team, I think, will you finally actually take them seriously?
No, you'll say the Niners were beat up. That's what you'll say. Monday morning, that's going to be the narrative. Because the Niners actually are beat up, and if they lose this game, they'll probably lose 3 more players the way this season's been going.
George Kittle coming back for this game is an important note. It looks like Mac Jones, though, is going to be the one to start. 49ers in first place in the NFC West.
I know. We're only doing the Sunday games. The game of the week is definitely Monday night. Bucs-Lions feels like an early kind of Super Bowl-ish game. I'm so excited. It's funny. I'm watching a lot of ESPN shows. Usually they focus on the big Sunday game. They're all doing Baker versus the Lions to lead every show. That's going to be fun. But we're not doing the Monday games.
No, Monday nights for Monday and Tuesday. All right, lots more to do, including we got plenty of college games to get to before the weekend kicks off. EJ's Miami Hurricanes in action tonight. How about that? I'm going to be in the building to watch Oregon travel east to face Rutgers.
Throw out the record books.
SHI Stadium, by the way.
Will I be leaving at halftime?
Oh, I'm seeing Huntington Beach Stadium.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Rutgers Stadium is edge. Oh, Huntington. Yeah, you're right.
Is that the Cleveland
Huntington Bank Field in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Did you just say Huntington Beach?
He did say Huntington Beach.
Huntington Beach.
We were hoping we would gloss over that.
By the way, don't ask Dan Lanning about anything but Rutgers this week. He's very annoyed about people not focusing on Rutgers.
This is a tough spot for Rutgers because if they were not coming off of a loss, maybe you could catch them. I mean, you can't. Rutgers defense is not good enough. But now that Oregon got fully woken up here, you lose at home to Indiana, you got to really take it out on Rutgers.
Wait, maybe you could catch them. Rutgers. When's the last time Rutgers beat a ranked team?
When Ray Rice was there.
Yeah, I was going to say, did they beat Louisville? Wasn't that
I was thinking more of Brian Leonard, but remember that one magical year?
Yeah, he was nice too. Was he on that same team with Ray Rice?
He might have.
Yeah, I think they were on the same team.
Yeah, I think they beat Louisville.
Yeah, they were the backfield. Oh, those guys were good.
That was still over 10 years ago.
2007.
Oh, that was my friend Chris Carlin. Pandemonium in Piscataway. All-time call.
Oh, yeah.
Do I leave at halftime?
Oh, yeah.
Depends what the score is. If it's 42-0, yeah. Which is probably going to happen.
I just want to see Dante Moore in person.
This is at MetLife?
No,
it's
Stadium.
20 minutes from my house, which is why I'm going.
Piscataway.
I'd feel lazy if I didn't go.
Birthplace of college football.
One of the best teams in the country, a guy who could be a first-round pick. I got to get eyes on this dude.
Oh, yeah. You got to get the notebook out and stopwatch.
Mm-hmm. The Maggie scouting report.
I got to get eyes on this dude.
Got the press basket ready?
Of course.
I want to make sure. I want to know what his release time is, Maggie, when we get back.
I'll have all the stats on Monday.
I'm telling you, by the way, the funny thing, too, is he's probably, Dante Moore you're talking about, is probably going back to college.
Oh, don't tell me that.
Kuiper swears.
Just need this guy.
Every podcast, he's like, he keeps saying we're not doing Dante Moore. Everybody in the industry says he's going back. He's youngin'. He is young.
EJ, can I interest you in Drew Aller?
Let's wait until maybe Dante Moore drops 60 on Rutgers, and then maybe his fortunes will change.
But,
I'm just kidding. I don't know how this game's going to go.
Oh, Mags.
Hit the music, Manny.
I do. By the way, I wonder, PrizePicks pick certain games every week that you can pick more or less on stat projections. I'm curious if Dante Moore will make that list, and I would probably go more on him because he's awesome. That's the best part about PrizePicks. If you have a good take, you can get paid for it. Right now, new users get $50 in bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. So simple to use. Just pick two.
At Summit County won't have to see my face again. Pack my life in a U-Haul truck, but the charges, my friend, are a sin. They said $200 online, but the bill came out near $4. I'm still moving, mostly done, sleeping on a carpet on the floor. Oh, Daly's fighting U-Haul, Daly's got no bed at all. Carpet, blanket, towels for a pillow, yeah, he's standing proud and tall. From Maggie Perloff's YouTube stream to the land where that calls gleam, until you COVID broke civility, and NBA court should stretch the dream. I said push those fans way back, make the hardwood wide and free, but the teams won't lose that money, so they'll keep us cramped to see. I'm in the old apartment still, but my spirit won't be shook, cause people out, he never shows for work, and Chef can't get a live stream booked. Oh, Daly's fighting U-Haul, Daly's got no bed at all. Carpet, blanket, towels for a pillow, yeah, he's standing proud and tall. From Maggie and Perloff's YouTube stream to the land where that calls gleam, I'll tell you COVID broke civility, and NBA courts should stretch the dream. So raise a toast to the moving blues and the streets that never go live. Daly's rage is our amusement on the Maggie Perloff Drive. Yeah, Daly's fighting U-Haul, Daly's got no bed at all. The pickle losers can't contain him, he's still answering Maggie's call. From Summit County down to YouTube town, this story's stranger than it seems. Daily COVID broke civility, and NBA court should stretch the dream.
Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. 2 minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. $45 seconds remaining. $30 seconds remaining. $15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Welcome back, Maggie Perloff Show. Maggie, I have a question. When we sign contracts, have you ever had a buyout clause? I feel like we all screwed up. Everyone here screwed up by not becoming a college football coach, because that seems like they're replacing tech billionaires as the new rich people in this country. CURT CIGNETTI, he's great. He's had incredible ascension out of nowhere. But when he signed this massive extension yesterday, $93 million, and I'm sure, I don't have the buyout number in front of me, it dawned on me like, man, college football coaches might be the most overpaid position in all of sports now, because the money's getting just too high. They're important for the programs, obviously, but this is out of control.
Yeah, I mean, we jumped the shark with the Jimbo Fisher buyout.
Yeah.
$70+ million not to do anything.
And now all of them are, I saw our buddy Stuart Mandel at The Athletic reported there's dozens of 50 million plus buyouts. Not dozens, but there's at least in double digits. Crazy.
This is all I want in my life, is to be a fired college football coach. Just put me out to pasture. It's cool.
So Kim Adams, who does Fox Sports women's basketball, she said, I would lose the next game 100-0 after I signed this contract, which I thought was really funny.
That was funny.
Cignetti, it's 8 years, 92 point something million. Third highest paid coach in the country.
Third?
Yeah. Behind, let's see, Ryan Day and one other coach. But that feels
Probably
little...
Kirby Smart or something?
Yeah, Kirby Smart, exactly. Feels a bit rich to me, like...
A bit?
Yeah, for CURT CIGNETTI. I love CURT CIGNETTI. You can't help but love him. He's just incredibly entertaining and thoughtful press conference guy. Obviously, the success is there, but I don't know. They got kind of killed in the college football playoff. Is he the third best coach in the country?
I mean, I think Penn State was going to offer him something pretty big. So I think this is just a team and a school playing defense and wanting to not just be a basketball school. Because quite frankly, that hasn't really worked out that well for Indiana recently, being a basketball school. And it's hard. And I'm not saying now the basketball program is going to go into the tank, but I think the powers that be saw, listen, football is the thing. And they got into it and they got lucky with the Cignetti hire.
Don't disrespect OG Anunoby like that.
But
Victor Oladipo, listen, there's plenty of great guys who went there, but when's the last? Was it Yogi Ferrell? Was he the last guy?
That's a pull.
Name, yeah.
Wow.
Well, you got Trace Jackson, whatever, the guy that's
the Warriors. Yeah. Here's the thing. Can you really, in an honest moment, wrap your head around Indiana Hoosiers being a football school?
I just can't do it. Third-ranked team in the
No.
country.
Can't do it.
I know.
No,
They could win 2 titles in a row, and I'm like, yeah, Keith Smart.
Yeah,
that's that is
good point,
basketball.
Steve Alford.
I think it's just so weird that Indiana's the number 3 team in the country and CURT CIGNETTI's the 3rd highest paid coach. It's cognitive dissonance is a word when your brain can't quite figure it
My
out.
question though is, are we going to get back to like the college football playoff though, where they're going to show up and like they're just going to look really small and tiny against a big school? Because like when they played against Notre Dame, they looked like a high school team. Like some of those guys playing in the secondary and playing on the defensive line, they look so small compared to Notre Dame. And Notre Dame just steamrolled them. Like I don't know how they're doing it in the regular season. I'm just wondering if the playoffs will we see kind of the same thing happen to them.
Almost like they have JMU size.
But here's the thing, though. Here's where I think it's a little different. We watched Indiana last year when they did go up against Ohio State and whatever. They lost those games. They just went to Oregon and won.
No.
Convincingly.
Yeah, but Oregon, by the way, it's funny. Oregon didn't come into this wasn't supposed to be an Oregon year because we didn't know how good Dante Moore was. I don't know that Oregon is the true number 1 team.
I mean, they struggled with Penn State, and UCLA rolled Penn State.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great point.
But it was like coming east.
That was an indictment.
The whiteout.
UCLA beat Penn State. Northwestern just beat Penn State in Penn State.
Yeah, but that's just because now all of it was rolling downhill.
I mean,
CURT CIGNETTI. He's lots more hair dye he could buy. Never run out now. $93 million.
Yeah, he's obviously a very good coach. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, number 3.
He's 63. You think there's not a white hair on his head? You can do it. Do you? It's your look. I'm just saying I'm not buying it. I never bought it with Coach K. Coach K's hair was as black as Lopresti's, and he was 70.
I mean, you're messing with the mystique, Maggie. Cignetti.
I'm sorry, I'm a
Coach
woman.
K.
I understand what people go through to actually get this look. It doesn't just appear.
Was Coach K, is that even his real hair?
Oh, guys.
Oh, no,
how are
that's
you guys
a
doing
piece?
this to Coach K?
I'm a woman now.
No, I actually,
is that a hairpiece?
Coach K is the meanest guy, by the way, but I loved him in like the snarkiest, meanest way.
No.
Like in a
really
funny way.
intimidating.
But he's also hysterically funny.
I don't think this was. He has a great relationship with Dan Patrick.
Yeah.
They were great interviews.
To watch the two of them interact was one of my favorite things.
Wait a minute, this is not a hairpiece.
It could be.
It
could be.
Coach K's retired. Let's leave him out of this.
There's a lot of
started this.
I started it.
A lot of receding going on there, so it could be.
I don't even think hair pieces are good. I don't think they're as good as they. I don't think they're better now. Let me get this out. I think the hair replacement stuff is obviously dynamite.
The hair piece has not evolved.
I don't think so.
Yeah. That's fair.
Maybe from the local news guy from the 70s. Now that dude, whoever in your town was doing local news, that guy was wearing a rug. So maybe it's gotten a little better since then. But I think hair pieces, you can only go so far for men.
Real quick, you know who got a new hair? Landon Donovan, and it took me by surprise because I saw a picture of him, and he's just got a head full of hair, and it's just oddly unsettling.
These soccer stars don't even care. Wayne Rooney, bald one day, full head of hair the next. Just like
Rooney's another one, but Landon Donovan is on a different level.
If you are not in your car and you are able to Google Landon Donovan, please do so, because this is insane.
Wow. That is not the same dude that I saw playing for the U.S. in 2010 in South Africa. Who the hell is that guy?
He's like a faux hawk now, almost. It's crazy.
He looks great.
Does he?
But his face
Why
looks
lie?
different. But I'm looking at a picture. His face looks completely different, too.
Yeah, that's also weird. But I don't know what that's about.
Why lie?
He doesn't look good.
Dude, he was having he had the Paul Feinbaum hair 2 weeks ago.
He looked better bald.
Okay.
To me, when you're that bald, you can't do this. I'm sorry. There's a certain level.
But is it a piece, or did he do one of these?
He did hair transplant.
No, it's definitely hair plugs.
Okay, well.
He must have went to Turkey.
I just think there's there's a statute of limitations for how long you be bald and then pull this.
EJ disagree.
Oh no, you can't. He's been bald for 15 years.
Exactly.
You can't then go say, you know what? Now I got full head of hair, guys.
It's 2025. We solved it. You solved it. Everyone, if you don't want to be bald anymore, you don't have to be.
It's like Alex Caruso just pulling up with a head full of hair too. Come on.
Oh boy, he got paid. I could tell.
Listen, this is just like if you are severely overweight, you want to take Ozempic. We solved it, man. The doctors solved it.
I'm going to go the other way.
Yeah.
My father-in-law.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
For as long as I knew him, which was going back to 6th grade, because my wife and I grew up together.
That's adorable.
Had a piece.
Did you know?
I didn't know like immediately, but eventually.
When'd you figure it out?
I mean, I was
Like
let
high
in.
school.
I was let in on it, and it was just something that was like understood but not discussed.
Yeah.
And when he finally got, to like senior citizen years, he ditched it, and when he's full on bald now, he looks better now.
Better.
It's the
see?
opposite. So it's not like he was bald and then he got the, plugs or whatever, and it got better. It was actually taking the piece away that I thought made him look better.
So you know what men are doing now? The hair plugs, that's old news. The new thing now is the beard, the fake beard. They're gluing on the beards of people's faces. Oh, yeah. The
I've
black
seen that too.
barbershops. Oh,
Gluing on a beard.
Oh, look it up. Go to TikTok.
What are you, robbing a bank?
Oh, go to TikTok and do a fake beard or just beard, and you'll get all the videos. These barbers, they know they I don't know where they get the beards from, but they cultivate a beard. They line up your face. They put markings on your face, and then they glue it on your face, and it looks like you got a real beard.
How long does it stay on with the glue?
I don't know. I've never tried it. I'm someone who I've never had a problem growing a beard because my dad had a crazy beard too.
Yeah,
But,
EJ's au naturel. If you're
Where they
wondering.
get the beards
But
from.
this is a big thing, especially among some black men around here. We think everybody's just got the greatest looking beard. That
You think
beard
James
could be
Harden's
fake.
wearing a beard piece?
No, his is too legit. He had it when he was young. But if you're seeing men who just never had beards in their lives, and all of a sudden now they got the fullest looking beard, they look like Rick Ross. Like, there's some question marks.
Can
there.
I ask you, how much does that cost? Any idea how much that is?
I was seeing, like, when I would see the TikToks, it seemed like they were like 100 something. 100 plus. Not like 200. Usually like between 100 and 200.
Who's the distributor? Is there like a wholesale? Like, where's the product coming
Probably
from?
the Middle East, I would imagine, where they really
like
grow in
EJ
beards.
said, where are they getting these beards from?
Well, women,
The hair
for
section
the
at
hair
Costco.
extensions, most of it comes from women in Southeast Asia. Like Indian women have this beautiful hair. Chris Rock did a whole documentary about this called Good Hair, and they pay the women to shave their heads, and then they bring the hair to America.
Ah, yes, noted documentary director Chris Rock.
It was a good documentary if you're into that
that
kind
I
of thing.
get, like, because it's longer and
It's
how
just
do you
gorgeous.
do that with a beard though? Like,
Yeah,
I don't
beard
know.
hair.
That's weird.
It's a little different.
How do you like
than
even
human hair? Head hair.
How do you how do you keep that together, for lack of a better phrase? Like, I understand the concept of eventually gluing it on, but like, what? They're just beard shavings and they're somehow
putting it together?
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't know. CeeLo, will you hang out for a second? Well, don't want to shortchange you because there's so much going on in the world of sports. We got baseball for you from last night. The Dodgers looking great again, and we got a series on the American League side with the Toronto Blue Jays evening things up at 2-2. It's the Maggie Perloff Show.
You're in a 5-minute break.
Stranger than it seems. Daily COVID broke so thin.
The Yankees lost last night and then he lost his cool. Punched a hole through his drywall called Boonafoo. Volpe swung through a ball for man, he damn near cried. Now he's drinking Jack straight with vengeance inside. He's slurring Cashman's clueless, fire that clown. Then flips both birds up while sitting down. Neighbors hear the roar, I've been loyal for years. And in between curses, Bellotti still ain't here. Struck out, boom, just grin. Cashman's up there saying we'll try again. Then he's chugging pain with a chaser of beer. Flipping thumbs out birds, Bellotti ain't here. The TV's cracked from the throne remote. He's yelling, I believe you cut my throat. The game ended hours ago, but he's still in the fight. Hollering, we suck into the night. He tried to call WF and got put on hold. Tried again. Left a voicemail full of rage and cheer. Tell Buddha said it hit him and Bellotti still ain't here. Volpe can't hit, Boone can't think. Cashman swimming while the ship's gonna sink. Man, he's laughing through anger, crying through beer. Thumbs out fury, Bellotti ain't here. He's got one boot off, the other in the yard. Yelling 26 rings, now it's just hard. The night's quiet now, but his heart still pounds. And his middle fingers rise when no one's around. So pour one out for the frost despair. For a man too drunk to breathe fresh air. He's cussing Volpe, Boone, and Cashman clear. Cause Bellotti sure as hell ain't here. Yeah, yeah. The Yankees lost again. They may be shaking till they win, but tonight Bellotti still ain't here. Well, Uncle Sam's got the flag in his hand, streaming Maggie and Perloff across this land. He's cracking a cold one before the sun, saying Columbus Day's the holiday when the party's just begun. So raise a glass to the Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria. Uncle Sam shouts out with a loud hallelujah. He's singing along with that YouTube stream. Maggie and Perloff are living the dream. But old Peter Bellotti, he ain't in sight. Skipped out on work like every holiday night. Stars and stripes hanging on the old porch rail. Sam's got a cooler like a Columbus Day sale. Neighbors shake their heads, but they all still grin, 'cause every holiday's a reason for Sam to dive in. So raise a glass to the Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria. Uncle Sam shouts out with a loud hallelujah. He's singing along with that YouTube stream. Maggie and Perloff are living the dream. But old Peter Bellotti, he ain't in sight. Skipped out on work every holiday. He called out again like don't count on me. Maggie's laughing, Perloff shaking his head. Sam's got 3 flags stuck out on the shed. Fireworks cracking on a Monday night, celebrating Columbus by neon light. So pour one out for the land of the free. Uncle Sam's the king of holiday TV. He's dancing around to that WFN jam with Maggie Perloff in his red, white, blue can. Somewhere Bellotti's still fast asleep. Columbus Day secrets that he'll never keep. Yeah. Of this holiday, even the people out never shows up anyway.
45 seconds remaining. Thirty seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
The men on this show really love disco.
I love when Manny goes old school with the music choices.
Do they play this wherever the young people go, Manny?
Absolutely not. But I heard this a couple of times on the radio. It's a nice little ditty.
Heard it
how would Manny know
on the radio?
How would Manny know where the young people go? The dude does not leave his house.
You got that right, brother. I just got a bunch of video games to play with on the weekend. Thank you very much.
Young people don't leave the house.
That's
Young
true.
people don't leave the house. Yeah, I've heard that.
That's true.
But Manny, how are you going to keep the world from seeing these moves? YouTube.com/InfinitySportsNet, Twitch.tv.
We go viral on the internet. That's how the young people do it nowadays.
Have you heard of Rodney Dangerfield or no?
That name sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Before we went to break, we were talking about Landon Donovan, U.S. soccer star hero. Recently we thought it was a hair transplant. Turns out it is a piece.
It's a good piece, I guess.
Maybe I was wrong about the toupee industry.
It's evolved.
Apparently there's
We
been
were wrong.
a lot of innovations.
It looks great.
Meanwhile, David's in Florida has got a story about this or a thought on it. What's up, David?
Hey, good morning, everyone over there. You guys said, hey, if you got some time. I was behind the school bus. I was taking forever. So I Googled it, and, it come up on his Instagram he said after trying many methods, many years of that, he finally found one that fits. So, he's very comfortable with what he's got on.
He looks great. David, I'm glad you Googled Landon Donovan hair transplant or hair, and then you see the piece. And David, thanks so much for doing that. Stay safe over there. And
I'm the captain.
I think it's totally acceptable now for guys to go from completely bald to full of hair.
It was just jarring. It's just
jarring. But now you'll just get used to it, like we did with Wayne Rooney and Brian Urlacher.
I'm still not used to those guys either.
You see Brian Urlacher, it's just like Wes Welker. These guys go from zero to hero.
So George Costanza was living in the wrong time. That's what you're telling me.
That was a good episode when he puts on the wig, on the rug.
What the hell did you trade J. Puna for?
All right, CeeLo, what's got?
It's fine. We got Ryan Dempster on the TV here in the studio. Looks like he could use a little bit of a hair transplant.
Will you be nice to the former Cub?
I love Ryan Dempster.
I'm not. I mean,
he's
just saying the hair is looking a little thin there.
We had him on, remember, from that exact same spot.
Yeah, he was. It was his
With
outdoor
the patio umbrella.
Yeah, it's his outdoor patio.
It was probably a year ago, like right around this time.
Yeah, the leaves, the foliage was just creeping in.
I'm going to email MLB Network.
There you go. Very good. All right, we had a Thursday night thriller in Cincinnati. Couple of QBs in their 40s going toe-to-toe as Joe Flacco and the Bengals eventually outdueled Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers. Flacco throwing for 342 yards and 3 touchdowns, including a 28-yard hookup to T. Higgins late in the fourth quarter, which set up this.
Money Mac is ready. He takes a deep breath. Waits for the long snap back to Rico. Rico puts it down. The kick is up. It is good. Yes. And the Bengals have a 2-point lead with 7 seconds left on the clock.
Bengals radio 36-yarder for Evan McPherson to send the Cincinnati past the Steelers 33-31. Jamar Chase, 16 catches. That's a single-game franchise record for 161 yards and a touchdown. Zach Taylor's team finding a way.
It's a huge win. We needed this. We just, it'd been too long since we won. And so when you're fighting for all these things that we fight for and these guys just keep coming at it, as a coach, you just keep sticking with it. I see it coming. And for you need the results.
They get to 3-4 while the Steelers fall to 4-2. In defeat, Rodgers threw for 249 yards and 4 touchdowns. We go to baseball now. League Championship Series. Andres Jimenez, a home run for his second straight game. He had 4 RBIs, and Vlad Guerrero Jr. went deep again, his 5th homer of this postseason. The Blue Jays took care of the Mariners 8-2 to even the ALCS at 2 games apiece. Max Scherzer making his first appearance in about 3 weeks, 5 2/3 innings of 2-run ball. And that sets up Game 5 this evening, which is a 6:08 Eastern first pitch. After that, the defending champion Dodgers will look to return to the World Series and finish off a sweep of the Brewers after winning at home last night 3-1 as Tommy Edman put LA ahead for good. Mookie Betts had an RBI double, and Tyler Glasnow struck out 8 over 5 2/3 of 1-run ball. On the other side of things, Brewers skipper Pat Murphy searching for answers.
That team's pretty good. So are we. We haven't shown our best foot. Like I said, if you would have told me the Dodgers were going to score 10 runs in 3 games, what would be the score? If you said 2-1 us or 1-2, 1-2 them, you wouldn't say 0-3.
Easy for him to say.
Yeah, he's flailing here.
Yeah.
And I didn't love what he said after they went down 0-2 because he even brought up the fact that he's like, well, listen, 90% of the time, we're going to lose. And then he took like a long pause. He's like, but I think we're different. It's like, do you?
60% of the time, it works
every
time.
That doesn't make sense.
He's darn right about that. That's the story of the Dodgers. They haven't scored diddly and are still winning. It's got to be the most frustrating thing ever. You could see it in the Brewers' dugout. Like they're all looking at each other for answers. It's insane how good this pitching staff is.
Yeah.
And I'm speaking as a Phillies fan, obviously. Same thing happened to us.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Made with bits of real Panthers. So it's good.
Brian, I'm going to be honest with you. That smells like pure gasoline.
It's pungent. It stings the nostrils in a good way. Sorry, I could go all day. Dodgers
it's
run.
It's a formidable scent.
Go ahead, CeeLo. I'm done.
Yes, thank you. You're emptying the tank there, emptying the holster. Very good. Shohei Ohtani will be on the mound for the Dodgers tonight, looking to finish off the sweep of the NLCS first pitch shortly after 8:30 Eastern. I'm going to circle back like football adjacent. I just wanted to get the baseball in there before we run out of time. So remember I played the Chris Long clip from his podcast towards the end of yesterday's show where he was getting on the Pro Football Focus grades and everything.
Yeah, Pro Football Focus said Patrick Mahomes is like the 13th ranked quarterback in the NFL.
Yes. So from the Sunday night game, NBC against the Lions. So also you had J.J. Watt with his own criticism when he joined the Pat McAfee show.
I know defensive line play unbelievably well. I could not go and grade a game for a player and give him a definitive grade without speaking to him, his coach, the scheme, everything. It's just a fact.
J.J. Watt.
PFF has a ton of great stuff. Player grading sucks. Stop putting it out.
All right, so that's two guys now. Oh. So some daggers for the company and the platform that Chris Collinsworth owns. Here was part of an extended response from him on Kay Adams' Up and Adams show.
JJ, come on over. We'll open the doors. We'll give you anything you want for your announcing. But yeah, I think it's easy to criticize if you haven't seen how the potato chips are made. But open invitation to all those guys, anybody that wants to come in and take a look, debate, argue, sit down, pound the table.
All right, so that's on the player side.
I feel great.
And then I thought this was interesting. He referenced multiple coaches who he said voiced much louder criticism than J.J. Watt or Chris Long. And he invited them to come in, take a look at things, pick it apart, anything goes. And he claims the opposite ended up happening from those who took him up on that offer.
One of them asked for and did buy into our company. One of them asked to buy into the company and said he couldn't afford it. And another one endorsed cutting a player based on PFF grades with the team that he was with.
So he's standing by, obviously, his own company, but he feels like he's got sort of the receipts from people in football when they come in and look behind the curtain. They're like, oh, okay, maybe there's something there.
Sad for that one coach who can't afford to buy into PFF. He must have a really cheap owner.
Maybe not a head coach.
It was Belichick who originally opened the can of worms and came after PFF. Remember, he said our stats we do the same thing, but it's totally on a different base. Everyone knows how to use PFF. When you're trying to prove a point and the PFF aligns with your point, you use that grade. I was trying to prove a point about Arch Manning the other day. PFF grade, gorgeous. There you go. I had it right in there.
I use it for offensive line.
Oh, yeah. Everyone uses
the offensive line. Well, the PFF grade on this offensive line is dynamite.
Oh, that's a great one.
Well, the irony of J.J. Watt saying that on McAfee Show is like 4 of the guys on McAfee Show are doing just that, commentating and putting commentary and opinion on guys and how they play when we don't have any clue about what the play is, the scheme, stuff like that. So he's kind of like, you're on a show where people are offering opinions without that insider information.
I would say the PFF grades and what they do on the Pat McAfee Show couldn't be more opposite. Boston Connor's all vibes. He's like, Boston Connor is like, well, the New England Patriots should have been 19-0 that year when they played 16 games. Those guys aren't using advanced stats.
I'm just saying it's ironic to do it on that platform or any one where you have people who are giving opinions who don't have the insider info. Actually, if you're local here or if you're just a Yankee fan all over this country and world, Brian Cashman said a similar thing yesterday. He's like, you guys do this, and sometimes your opinions are right, and you'll be right, but you are doing opinion without any of the with a lack of information. You're at a disadvantage when you're doing this because you don't have all the info for why guys are in the lineup, why they're out of the lineup, stuff like that.
But PFF claims to be analytical, though, not opinion in a sense.
Sure.
But some of that stuff,
but they don't have all the info.
Referencing, I think, is part of what has irked the Yankee fan in that they lean so heavily on
analytics.
Yeah.
Well, can I just say real quick? I know we got a break. Yeah. I'm in the midst of a massive online debate about was Aaron Rodgers' throw the longest throw in the last 10 years. Last night, between AWS, people are coming after AWS. Now that's supposed to be science. That's Amazon's. Amazon
Web Services. That's science.
This is a massive debate.
Next gen is definitely science. Like Manny got me on the alternative broadcast.
Yeah, so good.
And so it went. It's probably the longest pass in the last 10 years last night, but there's a Baker Mayfield pass that everyone is arguing about online. It's a wild debate.
Look at that.
Yeah. There are a lot of nerds out there.
Wild debate?
Oh, yeah.
Raging debate.
People are talking about it.
Yeah.
Wild.
Coming up, let's win some money, shall we? Nick Kostos, so You Better You Bet, joins us next.
Rick, where'd you get a hand grenade?
I don't know.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. 4 minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. 1 minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. Forty-five seconds remaining. Thirty seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
Money Mac is ready. He takes a deep breath. Waits for the long snap back to Rico. Rico puts it down. The kick is up. It is good. Yes. And the Bengals have a 2-point lead with 7 seconds left on the clock.
Go crazy, Cincinnati. Bengals win this game 33-31, and Aaron Rodgers' Hail Mary fell short. Well, actually made it to the end zone, but got batted down. And Cincinnati has some life. Welcome to the show, Maggie Gray, Andrew Perloff. So glad to have you. And Well, I was watching the show, the game last night, whatever. I'm watching Joe Flacco, and it was kind of playing out a little like a movie. I mean, they were down 10-0, and all of a sudden the Steelers started making these mistakes. Aaron Rodgers throwing interceptions and silly stuff. Jalen Warren not understanding that the flea flicker call had been, called off, and he executes the flea flicker again. They tried this weird tush push. They got called on a false start. And it kind of let Flacco and Jamar Chase start building this rapport, and it was something to behold. 16 catches for 161 yards for Jamar Chase is wild.
Yeah, it made me harken back to a preseason discussion. Is Jamar Chase the most valuable non-quarterback in the NFL? He was, for a bit, the highest paid non-quarterback. He's got a great argument. I mean, T.J. Watt has had that argument on the other side of the ball. I think you can't tell the Flacco story without talking about Jamar Chase. Meaning this is perfectly set up for a guy like Joe Flacco, who's always had the arm. Now that you have Higgins and Chase, it's a perfect marriage. I mean, I don't think he's going to play like he did last night every night, but he seems like the right guy to fill in. Much, much better than Jake Browning, who had the job last week.
I was a little bit surprised and impressed, I guess, although maybe it's more of a commentary on the Steelers' defense is not nearly the caliber that maybe we thought coming into the year, which is Joe Flacco was kind of airing it out last night. We mentioned the 16 catches for Jamar Chase. No interceptions. And that had been the thing that was holding Flacco back with the Browns, right? The fact that he was throwing way too many picks for them to really stay in games despite a good defense. All right. Every week at this time, on Fridays, we check in with our pal Nick Kostos, the host of You Better You Bet. Hey, Nick, how's your week going?
Doing awesome. I had the Steelers last night, so maybe not so great. I heard you guys talking about Jamar Chase, and he was great last night, and Joe Flacco looked really good. I am exceptionally concerned right now about the Pittsburgh Steelers moving forward, if that's what the defense is going to look like against even halfway competent offenses. Otherwise, happy Friday. Great to be on.
Yeah, no, Chase Brown was running like crazy last night. I mean, they couldn't stop the run. They were leaky in the back end. It was a terrible effort by the Steelers D.
Yeah, and I was really high on Pittsburgh coming into the year. I did not bet the Steelers to win the division before the season started, and I do have some of it now. I'll tell you what, you lose that game last night the way that they did, where the offense averaged 7.3 yards per play. They went 7 for 10 on third down and lost the game. That's how bad this defense was. And, they pretty good to start the year. They win week 1 and give up 1 million points to the Jets. We should have known right then and there that there could be a problem here. And then on, the win streak that they won on the couple games that they won recently, they take down Dylan Gabriel. They beat Carson Wentz in Dublin. You get an actual, halfway competent passing offense here, and they get absolutely torn to shreds. And you're watching this game last night, and every single play, Jamar Chase is wide open. And you're wondering, do they practice? I'm dead serious. Yeah. This is not like college. This is not like the Big 12. This is the AFC North. This is the National Football League. Yeah. What were they doing all week? He's the best receiver in the league. He's wide open on every play. Maybe double him. Maybe try something different. The Bengals couldn't run the ball all year, and last night they looked like the 1993 Dallas Cowboys with Emmitt Smith. It was unreal.
Nick, it's 2025 Mike Tomlin. He could take any squad of football players of all time and end at 10-7. The dude is destined to be 10-7. Why did you fool yourself into thinking more?
Well, to be fair, the win total's 8.5, so if they win 10 games, I win my bet. But I think where I may have deluded myself, Perloff, is thinking, this team could win a playoff game. Is there upside to play on Championship Sunday? If the defense is halfway competent, the answer to that question is yes, because Aaron Rodgers has still got it. I don't think there's any question about that. But if this is what the defense is going to be, they've got no shot full send. No shot. So after last night's game, next week, home Packers. How many points are they giving up in that game? Then home against the Indianapolis Colts. How many points are they giving up in that game to the Colts? The defense stinks. It's terrible. And even if the offense is good, it's not going to be enough to rescue them. And honestly, I think the next conversation that we need to have is, Lamar Jackson's coming back next week. Are the Ravens going to win this division? Last night, the Steelers losing was a huge feather in Baltimore's cap if the Ravens can get hot coming out of the bye week.
Yeah, Steelers and Ravens still haven't met yet this year, so they still got 2 looming. Nick, we had Peter King.
And week 18, Maggie. Final week of the season, they play also.
We had Peter King on yesterday. Yeah. Good note. And he said Ravens are totally live at 1-5. He completely believes that. And that's what I thought yesterday. If you're a Steeler fan, you're sick. because you could have put some distance between yourself and the rest of the division with a 3-game lead, and now it's gone.
And again, like the truly sickening thing, just very quickly, is that the offense played as well as it did, and you lost. That's the sickening part for the Steelers.
No doubt about it. Let's start off with some college, just to switch gears for a second, Nick. So you got 3 ones that I'm looking at, and you can kind of tell me what you think about this. Ole Miss plus 7.5 against Georgia. You got USC plus 9.5 going to Notre Dame, and then you have Tennessee plus 8.5 against Alabama. Which of those dogs do you think are the most live, or who would you bet of those underdogs, if any?
So I would bet Tennessee. I like Tennessee plus the 8.5. I don't think we know for sure if Jam Miller's playing or not, like Alabama's star running back dealing with a concussion. Tennessee plus 8.5 is a bet that I like. I don't know if Tennessee will win the game. I actually think Bama's the second best team in the country, and Ohio State's like number 1 with a bullet. But I think you can make a case Bama's the second best team. I do think Bama will win. I don't know if Bama will cover that number. So Tennessee plus the points would be my preferred side in that game. The other 2 games that you mentioned, I may end up betting Ole Miss. It's worth noting, Maggie, that there is a jockeying around the number of 7 here, which obviously just like you don't have to be a math expert, like key number when you think about betting football, right? Where the Georgia is the side at -7, and then when it goes up to 7.5, people bet Ole Miss, and we're kind of existing in this in-between area between 7 and 7.5. If I had to pick which side I would prefer, I would take 7.5 with Ole Miss just because I think the quarterback's awesome, and I trust him to at least fall inside the number here, even if Ole Miss doesn't win the game. Notre Dame USC is a little trickier for me. I think if you wanted to give me a full 10, I'd consider betting USC, but otherwise, I'm not sure if I can get there. And I think a question that we'll have answered tomorrow, and I'm fascinated to know what the answer is. You know, since Notre Dame lost those first 2 games of the season to Miami and to Texas A&M, they've been awesome. And C.J. Carr is one, I don't know if I want to say he's the best quarterback in the country, but he really good. And if Notre Dame wins out, like they're going to the playoff.
Yep.
And you can make the case, I don't know if they could beat Ohio State, but you can make the case that Notre Dame can beat any team on any given day and like could be able to make a huge run here. So what I'm looking for in that game tomorrow, because I don't think I'm going to bet it, can Notre Dame like make a statement here? Like aside from just winning the game, can they win convincingly? Because if they do, I think that is like a clear statement of intent that this team's going to win out and go to the college football playoff. And just the other betting note from that game, if USC wins this game, Jaden Mayava becomes extremely live to win the Heisman Trophy. I don't think that's going to happen, but I just wanted to say that.
Nick, when they get to the playoff, are they going to, is it first round NC State, second round Stanford? Because that seems like the formula for Notre Dame to advance.
Well,
I mean, come on, they're beating no one. And USC is no one, too,
but
by
they
the way.
barely lost to Miami and to Texas A&M.
Oh, okay,
barely.
so that's what, this is a sport where we're barely rewarding losses to an A&M team.
USC is not, I don't think USC is one of the best teams in the country, but USC is not nobody.
We'll see what happens the rest of the year. We'll see what happens the rest of the year.
They wrecked Michigan last week, and the quarterback's really good.
Unranked.
I'm not saying USC is great. You're saying they're nobody. Like, that's categorically false.
Can I ask you a question about another game? Vanderbilt's favored against LSU, and what universe does that happen? Also, I saw the totals at 48.5. How is LSU's offense going to get to 48.5 in this game?
You know, this is... I'm not going to bet this game, and I'm desperately trying to avoid clicking the button on LSU. I loved LSU coming into the year. I felt like Garrett Nussmeier was going to be the number 1 overall pick in the draft, and it looks like all of these things are way wrong. I see that number, Perloff, and I want to bet LSU. Honestly, I'm being sincere with everybody. That should tell you that Vanderbilt's going to win the game by 10. I'm being honest. So I won't be betting the game. If I had to, I'd bet LSU. I think that bet's probably a loser.
Nick Kostos joining us from You Better You Bet. Last little one on college. I'm looking at Oklahoma going to South Carolina. South Carolina getting 5.5. Do you like this game at all, Oklahoma? With John Matera, obviously, shaky with that thumb.
Well, I think Texas and Arch Manning should send Brent Venables a fruit basket for playing John Matera last week in Red River because Matera was terrible in the game. And what do you expect? 17 days after surgery on his throwing hand. So, Maggie, I think Oklahoma's going to win. I don't have a strong betting opinion. Can I give you a strong betting opinion on a game that you guys haven't asked me about yet?
Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
My favorite college football bet of the week is Purdue +3 at Northwestern. So last week, Purdue lost to Minnesota, outgained the Gophers by over 200 yards, and lost the turnover battle, and that's what doomed Purdue in this game. I think Northwestern is propped up by some wins over teams in rough spots, like UCLA pre-firing Deshaun Foster. I wouldn't be surprised if Purdue won outright. So like Cam Neely, Bruins great, said in Dumb and Dumber as the character Seabass, make it a couple Boilermakers. Give me Purdue +3 at Northwestern.
All right, Nick.
Kick his ass, Seabass.
Kick his ass, Seabass.
Turn to NFL. I know you're going to have these numbers. LA Rams, Jacksonville in London. Tell us what the London effect in Jacksonville with all their experience there, how has that affected betting? Because it feels like the Jags would have an advantage with that experience.
Yeah, I don't know how much that actually helps them in the game. I think Perloff, like the big thing here, and I'm going to just do a search to make sure I haven't missed anything this morning, which I doubt. We don't know if Puka Nacua is playing in the game yet for the Los Angeles Rams. Didn't practice yesterday with his ankle injury. My guess is he's going to miss, but I base that on nothing other than the reporting earlier this week. He's got like a little like Wolverine-ish quality to him where, you know, like what game was it this year where he gets busted open, bleeding profusely, and he has like 150 yards receiving in the game after that. He's unbelievable. So maybe he plays in the game. I think if Puka doesn't play, the line is going to come down. It'll come off 3. Maybe it's Rams 2.5. And I would have some interest in betting the LA Rams. I think the Jaguars, and I bet them to win the AFC South before the season started, so I'm not anti-Jacksonville. They do kind of have like a fraudulent stench about them a little bit where they get off to this awesome start, but it's this insane turnover differential that is likely, not definitely, but is likely not sustainable. So Rams are pass for me in that game. Not a huge betting opinion for me on the Rams and the Jags.
Nick Kostos joining us. Perloff and I were talking about this game earlier because I thought maybe this was a little, you know, if you aren't fully bought in on either of these teams, do you learn more about them in this game? And I'm talking about Indianapolis going to the Chargers. You know, for those, Nick, you obviously were a longtime Giants fan, so you know the Daniel Jones experience. When he looks good, he looks really good. Chargers had to escape a loss in Miami last week. Do you have a betting angle on Colts at Chargers?
Well, I think I'd like to see what happens. And like, I hate to do this, but I want to give like the best information I can. I'd like to see Indianapolis's final injury report today when it comes out, because the Colts have a couple of members of their secondary that are likely out for this game. We'll see if star slot corner Kenny Moore is going to play. Charvarius Ward, their number 1 corner, got concussed before last week's game against the Cardinals in pregame warmups. Kind of got overshadowed by Anthony Richardson, like breaking his eye, like before the game. But Ward is still in protocol and hasn't practiced this week. And think about what the Chargers want to do, throw it all over the place with Justin Herbert. And we think that Joe Alt might be back in this game with his high ankle sprain. Limited practice yesterday. It is a gigantic deal if Joe Alt's on the field, like protecting Justin Herbert. So for now, no bet on the game. But if we get to Sunday and the injury report shakes out the way I think it might, which is Alt plays, Colts secondary down a couple guys, I'll bet the Chargers at a small number.
I got hit by somebody, Vidal, on my fantasy team last week.
Yeah, Kamani Vidal. Yeah.
Oh, geez, Louise. Okay.
The pride of Troy.
Speaking of players coming back, CeeDee Lamb in Dallas. 40 million people are going to watch this game. Dallas hosting Washington. This is a huge game. What do you think of Pickens and Lamb together on the field, and what's going to happen here?
Yeah, I on Wednesday on You Better You Bet, I talked about this game in long form and came to the conclusion that I liked the Commanders because I felt like Jaden Daniels would win the game at the end. As the week has worn on here, and this is another one where we have to see the injury report because Dallas is getting healthier and like the Commanders aren't. And we thought earlier in the week, all the reporting made it sound like Terry McLaurin was going to be back for Washington in this game. Now, like, he's not practicing. Like, doesn't feel great. If he doesn't practice today, he's probably not playing on Sunday. And Noah Brown's on IR. And Deebo Samuel's banged up also. And Deebo Samuel may not play in the game. And if that's the case, and like I love Jaden Daniels, he's throwing to like a bunch of curtain jerking jabronis. Like, I don't know if I like that. and CeeDee Lamb's back for Dallas. Kevontae Turpin's back for Dallas. So if we get to Sunday, and again, I know I'm giving a lot of like ifs here, but this is all important stuff. If we get to Sunday, no McLaurin, no Deebo, and CD's playing and Turpin's playing, I don't know how the Cowboys don't close the game as a small favorite. So this is another one where, honestly, like, I think the right side's probably going to be Dallas if it shakes out the way it looks like it's going to shake out right now. I'd like to bet the Commanders, but I got to get one of McLaurin or Debo to feel good about that bet. If both don't play, like, I'm probably going to bet the Cowboys.
Nick Kostos joining us from You Better You Bet. Got a couple more for you, Nick. How about your New York Giants getting 7 points on the road against Denver? Do you think your team is live in this game?
Do I think they can win? No. I mean, they could. The game honestly flummoxes me. The game is going to be won or lost up front with this Broncos offensive line, which I think may be slightly overrated against the Giants defensive front. Now, the Giants offense is going to have a tough time against this Broncos defense. So I think if you like the Giants in this game, I think the under is correlated with that, where I don't, if this game goes over the total.
Yep.
Yeah. I think if the game goes over, I think the Broncos cover. So likely not a bet for me on this game. If you made me bet the game, like, I don't even know what I would do. I think the number is perfect. I don't really have a strong opinion.
Now, speaking of unders, can I tell you that Cleveland-Miami Dolphins game?
With the weather.
With the 50-mile-an-hour winds or whatever you said, 37.5.
Yeah. Two short Hawaiian quarterbacks in the rain and wind.
Yeah, it's what could go wrong. 2 weather games this week for everyone to be aware of.
Yep.
Bears Saints, where the wind looks like it could be shock, October in the Windy City. That total's coming down, and obviously in the Browns and the Dolphins. So the 2 games I think exist differently when we're talking about factoring wind in. Bears Saints, I think, actually makes the Saints more valuable if the wind's going to be crazy in the game. Because I almost like the Saints a little bit more in the trenches than I do than the Bears, where you can make the case that if there's no wind and Caleb Williams can sit back there and sling the ball, then yeah, like, Chicago can score a lot of points on a bad Saints back end. But if the wind's going to be crazy, I think the Saints become valuable. We won't know until Sunday. And just on the Browns and the Dolphins, I bet Miami +3 on Tuesday when it got there. And my thesis is Dylan Gabriel can't be favored by 3 points, even if we acknowledge the Dolphins are brutal. And dead coach walking and GM walking and Tua is not a franchise quarterback. I felt good about that bet. If there's going to be like 50-mile-per-hour winds, the Browns are going to win like 17-0 because the Dolphins can't run the ball and they can't stop the run. And here's Quinshon Judkins like right down your throat over and over and over and over again. So the wind dramatically changes the handicap in that game where I think the Browns become the clear favorite. So in Browns-Dolphins, I think the wind helps the favorite. And in Bears-Saints, I think the wind helps the dog.
Okay, I know it's Monday night, but I died to hear you.
Are we going to talk about your team at all?
No. We're not going to do that. That's 2023. I told you it was 2023.
I'd like to.
What do you got on Eagles Vikings?
I love the Eagles.
Oh, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Wake up.
I love the Eagles. They're going to be healthy. Brian Flores blitzes an insane amount, and Jalen Hurts, and I'm seeing this narrative that Hurts is not good against Hurts has killed the blitz this year. Where Hurts gets into trouble is in the second halves of games when defensive coordinators adjust, like the Bucs did, like the Broncos did, and they stop blitzing and they start trying to confuse him. And that's when Jalen Hurts gets into trouble. The back end of the Vikings defense isn't good. They play a ton of two deep safeties. I think the middle of the field's going to be wide open. I like Goddard over receiving yards. I think the Eagles win by double digits on Sunday in Minnesota. How about that?
I would not take that bet personally, but I like your logic. I just feel like the Eagles are going to get hurt in every game. Like Landon Dickerson is going to play and get hurt 3 plays in. It's that kind of year. But I do want to ask you before you go about the Lions-Bucks. So Brian Branch suspended. Maggie and I didn't see eye to eye on how that should have been dealt with. Kirby Joseph didn't practice yesterday. Obviously, their 2 corners are out as well. Why is Detroit favored by 5.5 over the Bucks with no defensive backfield players?
Yeah, so Tampa is really banged up as well. We don't know if Mike Evans is going to play, and if he doesn't, it's Cameron Johnson and Tez Johnson and 80-year-old Sterling Shepard as Baker Mayfield's number 1 receivers. So this is
that's not the actual age number.
I don't know.
Well, yeah. You've heard of the irresistible force versus the immovable object. This is resistible force versus movable object with all the injuries on both sides of this game. Make me bet the game. I would take the points with Tampa. Especially if Evans plays. The state of this Lions secondary, and I think you did a great job outlining it in the question, and The only reason Brian Branch got suspended is because he's like a repeat offender. I don't think he gets suspended otherwise. I haven't placed this bet yet. I'm actually sad because both Monday night games are bangers, and we have to wait till Monday to watch them. And the second one kicks off at 10 o'clock Eastern. It's like, do we have any respect for people that live on the East Coast and have like young children like me? Like, where's the respect for me?
Yeah, they're going to be waking up. Houston, Seattle is the late game.
Lean for me, and that's a great game.
Yep.
Lean for me towards the Bucks. Haven't placed the bet yet. If I had to bet the game, I'd take the points.
Well, you think of 80-year-old Yankees PA announcer Bob Shepard and not Sterling Shepard?
Well, no, Sterling Shepard's like 12 years old, and what I would say about Sterling, what number does Sterling Shepard wear? Number 12?
Yeah, something
I think
like that.
so. Number 12, Sterling Shepard.
Sterling Shepard.
Number 12.
Derek Jeter.
Okay, he actually wears 17. But good
Number
job,
17.
good effort, everybody.
Number 17. Sterling. And Bob Shepard always wore that white Lacoste cardigan. What a well-dressed old dude he was, man. He was the best.
No, sorry, Nick. We need you on one more thing. Maggie and I are arguing about whether the ARod documentary is a must-watch. I say yes.
Oh, yeah. New documentary trailer dropped yesterday. It's called Alex versus ARod. And I watched it, Nick, and the trailer is beautifully done.
God.
And then I said to these guys, it turns out I don't need any more ARod. I'm good. I get it. The rise, the fall, the rise again. He'll probably fall again. I think I'm over ARod finally.
Alex, I actually think that there's nothing in the world I'd rather watch. I'd watch less than Alex versus ARod.
Yeah.
Like less than zero interest. And I'm a Yankee fan. Zero interest in that. None.
Yeah. I thought at first, I misread it. I thought it was going to be ARod versus Jeter. But they
did that.
That would be interesting.
Right?
No, they did a 30 for 30 about their friendship.
What's it on?
I think Amazon?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Can I give you guys a show recommendation very quickly?
Oh, yeah, go.
Oh, yeah.
So Hotel, I think it's called Casa Terra.
The one that he told us about that, I think.
Yeah, it's great.
Amazon?
I watched the first episode with my wife the other night. We were like, the show's awesome. Like escapist, set in the Amalfi Coast. It's awesome. We really liked it. So there you go.
I can't
It's on
believe
HBO Max is ARod versus Alex.
Alex versus ARod. Like I can't believe like people sat in a room and be like, you know what we need more of? Alex Rodriguez. Like who? Like God bless him. I hope he's happy. Like I don't care at all.
You guys are going to watch. You guys, I guarantee. Did we need more Michael Jordan before Last Dance?
No, I guarantee to you, I won't watch it. Guaranteed.
Pearl, you're interested.
There's no time to watch anything. Like there's so much sports on right now. I don't got time to watch anything.
Except for Hotel California, whatever you're watching.
Well, that's like, here's the thing. You pull the curtain back, right? So
I told
Tuesdays and Wednesday nights, I have to hang out with my wife because those are the nights we have, and we usually watch TV together.
I have a harsh critique. Chad Powers, really funny. I had 15 minutes to watch. The guy, Glenn Powell, can't throw football, and it almost ruins the show.
Oh, it's the worst.
Oh, that is bad.
When
I don't
they
even
cast
know
somebody.
I don't even know what it is.
Chad Powers, the Eli Manning sketch that Omaha Productions hired the actor Glenn Powell to play Chad Powers, who's a quarterback who reinvents himself with a disguise.
Why is his like it's like Kenny Powers? They couldn't give him like a different name than like Eastbound and Down.
Nick, you don't remember Chad Powers? It was Eli Manning goes to Penn State and pretends to be a walk-on and starts throwing dimes all over the field, and then with the prosthetic nose and everything.
Yeah,
they turn that into a show.
Oh, well, good. I mean, listen, I'm so out of the loop on everything. Like I don't know. Like I can tell you about like the Sacramento Kings, like back into their rotation and give you great analysis of it.
We had a knockdown, drag them out fight about the Kings yesterday. I can't do this again.
45
Did you really?
45-minute Kings debate over
here.
Is
that true? What was the debate?
No, it was 45 seconds on the show. It was 45 minutes of our actual lives about whether Keegan Murray is worth the contract.
Keegan Murray is so mid.
Of course he's not. Yeah, of course he is. And he's hurt.
I can't do this again, guys. I can't do it.
Call me after the show.
No, they're gonna win like 20 games this year. They're gonna be absolutely terrible.
We're the only show in America who did 40 seconds on Keegan Murray yesterday, and now we just do 40
I think it's a great topic.
Keegan Murray is fascinating.
This is why you jive so well with our show, Nick. All right, thank you so much. Love the advice this week, as we do every week, and Nick joins us at Fridays this time. Thank you, Nick.
Wishing everybody minimal sweats, winning bets, the absolute very best of luck. Perloff, keep the peace. Let's go, Eagles.
Go Birds. Love it, Nick. Thank you.
It's the Maggie Perloff Show. We're back in a moment.
You're in a 5-minute break. 4 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. Forty-five seconds remaining. Thirty seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
All right, R.I.P. Ace Frehley sadly passed away yesterday. Okay, eBay, home to millions of finds, and each one becomes part of your story. From your favorite vintage band T-shirt, that is, to dream car you've been searching for, it's all there, including lots of Halloween stuff, I might add. eBay, things people love. All right, NBA's getting closer. What's on your mind, EJ, when it comes to the league?
Well, the NBA season does kick off next week, but it seems as though Philadelphia 76ers forward Paul George will not be ready to play for the season opener when they travel to Boston as he recovers from knee surgery. It seems like Joel Embiid is healthy right now as the team contemplates whether or not the center will make his preseason debut in the team's preseason finale tonight against the Wolves. So Pearl finished his sentence. A successful season for the Philadelphia 76ers would be.
Everybody gets hurt, they tank, and somehow they go back in time and get Cooper Flag like they almost did last year.
Wow.
I was going to say, did we just see that?
His name
that
is
happened last year.
AJ DiPatanza. I can't do it. I can't pronounce DeBonta. I have no hopes for any of those guys. Because even if Paul George does get, do you trust his knee? Is he 36? I mean, what are we talking about here?
Can I also bring up something I want to get Perloff's opinion on? Yesterday, this didn't make it made some news, but there's so much football going on in playoff baseball. But I thought it was really odd that the general manager of the Phillies basically came out and was like, yeah, Bryce Harper, not elite anymore.
Yeah.
And it was like, you criticized Bryce Harper, which I imagine is going to go over rocks. And then also you kind of lowered his trade value if he even had any because you just basically said how little you think of him. So I was really surprised by that. Why are you starting fires with Bryce Harper?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, Bryce Harper, maybe I'm wrong, but that guy seems so entrenched in Philadelphia. Like, I think they're at such a place where they can get away with saying something like that. I don't see it becoming a big drama.
I feel like they just dared him to ask for a trade. I don't know.
A trade? I mean, that guy feels like his family is like really nestled into suburban Philadelphia. I mean, you watch, I can't wait for this offseason to get some diet and facial beauty tips from Bryce Harper. He's more of an influencer than a baseball player at this point. He's still pretty good too, by the way.
Although EJ told us last hour that men now, especially some black men at barbershops, are getting glue-on beards.
Yeah, it's like a toupee before your face.
Yeah, Bryce Harper. Doesn't need one, but maybe in the future.
Yeah, he's had that beard for a while.
But he works it. You ever see he has all these homeopathic things he puts on his face for the beard, for the complexion.
Maybe he should put some in his body so he'd be a little better at baseball.
No, then the body stuff's incredible.
Damn.
Wait, Bryce Harper was good this year when he was on the field.
But not elite. His own general manager yesterday said he's not the guy he once was, and we're not sure if he's ever going to get back to that. It's like, well, you're paying him like that.
Well, he was hurt early in the year. But the stuff he puts in his body is incredible. You should watch him on TikTok. I'm telling you, he has all this like coconut milk alternatives to other there's no way that latte is less than 300 calories, and boom, it is.
It's 290.
You guys know what I'm talking about.
This is the content I'm here for. You don't think I get enough of that as a woman? What do you think I'm getting fed?
He's basically a barista on TikTok. It's actually it's actually concerning.
Yeah.
They're getting the batting cages.
I gotta tell you, people don't look like Bryce Harper. Like, guy's in amazing shape for an older man now.
Well, he's Mormon, right?
Man.
He's
33.
Come on. Sheesh. But he's also Mormon, right?
Flacco.
So he's never had a sip of alcohol, done
helps.
anything bad to his body.
Oh, well, I'm out then.
Yeah, Manny, I think you're out.
I love harming my body.
I mean, he was.
Did you throw away those Percocets like we said?
You got to throw me. Perloff and Bogus got to send me some.
Yeah.
Your wisdom teeth have been out.
Yeah, it's been a week.
Send you some. They're telling you to throw it away, not send you more.
Our wives both had surgery, so there was barbiturates floating around the apartment.
Yeah, we're watching you, Manny.
We're all high right now.
Okay.
That probably explains a lot.
Yeah.
CeeLo, what else is going on?
All right, 10, 11 days ago, Joe Flacco was already wasting away on the Browns bench. Last night in Cincinnati, he had Kirk Herbstreit beside himself on Amazon's Thursday night broadcast.
Who does this? 10 days he's been in this city. You know how long it takes for quarterbacks and receivers to work on timing? Look at this, ball's out. Ball's out. Jamar Chase then turns, and it's right in his lap. Joe Flacco is a unicorn. What is he doing out there?
I mean, whoever thought that those words would be uttered? Joe Flacco's a unicorn.
This was
he was
full
last night.
Herbstreit fan.
Yes.
He was fanning
talking
out.
Cincy and Ohio and the whole
Reds.
9 yards.
Maggie and I had no idea he actually rooted for pro teams. He did do I always love when he has a random reference to college where he clearly hasn't seen us play. who's it? Miles Murphy on Cincinnati. He immediately started talking about his Clemson career.
When in doubt, fall back on that.
Because my critique of Herbstreit was he treated Mac Jones like he had played at Alabama, then he had 5 years of nothing and arrived at that game. He's like, I was talking to his teammates the other day,
talking to Nick Saban.
Henry Ruggs and Jalen Waddle. But this one, he was all in on the pro team. Flacco was playing like he was a dad in the backyard at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
He looked so relaxed. He just didn't care about the rush. He's I'm going to fling it up there and see if someone's there.
He was having himself a grand old time. 342 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. Also led the team back down the field after the Steelers had gone ahead with about 2 minutes left. He hits T. Higgins, who had the wherewithal to go down rather than score, and they milked the clock all the way down for Evan McPherson's go-ahead 36-yard field goal. 7 seconds left on the clock, and they win the game over the Steelers 33-31 to open up Week 7. Not the best audio here because this was a cell phone video of the Amazon post game, but obviously Flacco did it with his arm in this one, but even used his legs at one point, and Ryan Fitzpatrick wanted to know all about that.
Can you walk us through the play where somehow you did a little zone read, pulled it, ran for 10 in the first down?
So listen, there was a handful of plays today that I was like, what is he saying? We have these formations that end in F, and I was not getting it.
He meaning Zach Taylor as the play calls were coming in, so on that one he pretty much just improvised his way through it.
Jamar was supposed to be off the ball. He was supposed to counter motion and bluff that end. Yeah. And when he was on the ball and the play clock was running down, I was like, screw it. I was just going to hand it off, but he came off the edge, so to him quick. I was like, all right, I haven't done this since my probably first or second year, but I'll do it now.
I was in tears when you took
so good. It felt good.
Look at that. 40 years old. He's running for first downs. He's throwing for 350 yards and 3 touchdowns.
And not to rehash some stuff from old stuff from yesterday, but I think this kind of confirms quarterbacking now definitely not as good as before because this guy showed up
He's
on
20
his couch, and now he's Joe Montana.
We were comparing him to quarterback in 2015. This Joe Flacco is 10 times better than that Joe Flacco. This advantage 2025. Joe Flacco never played a game like that in his entire life.
Did anyone else
the
think
same offense? He couldn't do anything. Now this guy shows up and he's Cam Newton.
Did anyone else think when he slid, I'm like, he's going to break a hip?
I
know he's only
definitely.
41,
No.
but the way he really went into the slide that looked a little painful.
I was surprised he didn't slide ahead of the first down marker because there were guys coming. So
No, he got the first down.
I was like, wow, because I thought he was going to take a hit. I was like, man, get down immediately. 5 yards should have been enough for him. He went for it all.
Well, also, Flacco's like 6'5".
Yeah. He's
He's a
gigantic.
big dude. He's a big target.
So I'm hugging Aaron Rodgers after the game. He makes Rodgers look like a shrimp.
Yeah, you saw that too, right?
Yeah.
Both old quarterbacks had no fear of the pass rush. Rodgers hung around like the Bengals are so pathetic. Their pass rush. It's the worst pass rush I've ever seen in my entire life. He did not get it. He didn't care. He just held on the ball as long as he wanted last night and took some hits, but Flacco didn't care either. He's so big. It's like Big Ben. Just hit him.
No, the toughest tackle that Rodgers got was his own teammate.
Yeah, 100%.
Took him down after they were celebrating a Freiermuth touchdown.
And he was not happy about it.
No.
Nor was he about losing the game as they fall to 4-2. Baseball Championship Series, Vlad Guerrero Jr., Andres Gimenez homered again for the Blue Jays. They beat the Mariners in Seattle 8-2 to even the ALCS at 2 apiece. Max Scherzer, first start in 3 weeks, talked his way into finishing the 5th inning with a fiery response from manager John Schneider when he went out to the mound.
Yeah, it was awesome. I thought he was going to kill me. It was great. He locked eyes with me, both colors as I walked out. And it's not fake. That's the thing. It's not fake. He has this Mad Max persona, but he backed it up tonight.
Mad Max is not fake, and the 2 different color eyes are not fake either.
The brown eye was really locked in, but the blue eye was kind of
lazy, looking the other way.
Yeah, the blue eye was hesitant.
Looking like Biggie Smalls in 1993.
Oh, God.
I admit I missed it. I was shocked when I turned on the TV and saw Max Scherzer on the mound last night. I didn't know they were doing that.
He wasn't even on the division series roster for the series against the Yankees.
He's been kind of mid this year.
Yeah.
He was great
Yes,
yesterday.
he was. 5 2/3. Game 5 this evening, 6:08 Eastern. Meantime, the Dodgers move one step closer to a return trip to the World Series. They beat the Brewers last night in L.A. 3-1. Another low-scoring affair in that series. 5 2/3 of 1-run ball from Tyler Glasnow, and the Dodgers now send Shohei Ohtani to the mound tonight, looking for the closeout shortly after 8:30 Eastern. I was going to play you some Brian Cashman from yesterday, but we're out of time.
Thank you.
Oh, about
Well, more so not the press conference, but his chat on WFAN here in New York about the Derek Jeter ARod criticism.
Yeah, I can paraphrase it. So ARod and Jeter in the post-game show after the Yankees got eliminated were very critical of the front office, basically saying don't blame Aaron Boone because he's not the one who's making the decisions on the lineup.
Yeah. He's a biracial angel.
And Cashman called Jeter and basically said, "What the hell, man?"
Yeah.
So that's the paraphrase.
I think there's no love lost between those two. So
Jeter walked it back.
I would have liked, in Cashman's words.
Yeah.
I'm Derek Jeter. You shot me.
I would have liked to see the unfiltered version of that phone
How
conversation.
about you, Jay? Poll question: do you want to watch Alex versus ARod? Do you have any interest in an
I just
A-Rod
watched the
doc?
trailer. I'm in.
The trailer is good, but the
looks
subject I don't care about anymore.
I'm so out. I'm good.
All right.
I'm
a sucker for these documentaries.
When was he Derek Jeter? I love that scene. I can't even remember what movie it's from. When Derek Jeter got shot.
The other guys.
Oh my God! I didn't know Derek Jeter could be funny until that moment.
He was pretty good when he hosted SNL.
Yeah, he's very deadpan though.
Yeah, but he played it well. It was like when it came across, it was
Because
a
you shot Derek Jeter.
God.
All right, Steve.
All right.
That's a
nice weekend.
really, really funny movie. The other guys.
It is really funny. Wahlberg and Will
Will
Ferrell have
Ferrell,
a
yeah.
Wooden pistol.
lots of chemistry.
And Will Ferrell with the wife.
Yes.
Jessica Mendoza.
No.
Oh no.
No, that's a baseball analyst.
Eva Mendes.
Eva Mendes.
Listen, that's not bad. Andrea yesterday, when I said Alex Rodriguez was going to have a doc, she said, the guy that killed all those people? I was like, that's Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah.
So it could be worse.
And Eva Mendes is Ryan Gosling's wife, right?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Anyway, that was a great subplot.
Also, yes, Aaron Hernandez does have at least one documentary out.
That's true. 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. Okay, we have a lot more to do, including the saddest voicemail we've ever received. We have that, and also Perloff and I have our final thoughts and maybe a pick or two before we leave you for the weekend. It's Maggie Perloff Show.
Go Bills.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. 2 minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. $45 seconds remaining. $30 seconds remaining. $15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Facial hair would do a lot for him because this chin is low.
I know. He might not be able to grow it, though.
He might not be able to grow it. Yeah. Do you think they'll come out with wigs eventually?
They do. They have. I see them. They have little beard wigs.
Do they graft a little off the top?
No, it's like a lace front. Oh, yeah.
You're listening to Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
How many people in our audience know what a lace front is?
I don't.
Yeah, I didn't think so. It's women, fake hair. Anyway, that was from Two Black Girls, One Rose, you said, EJ, talking about, we didn't know this. I didn't know this. EJ enlightened us to this. Men getting fake beards glued to their chin. Like a toupee for your chin.
I think we saw that in one of the Abbott Elementary episodes when Quinta Brunson dressed up as James Harden.
Yeah, that's actually a great example, Manny.
There's also a throwback to a story from earlier this week that Andrew Bogish brought to us about the new line of underwear from Kim Kardashian's line, but I'm not going to go there, and you guys can feel free to Google that on your own about fake hair in certain places.
I like a tight ass.
Anyway, Pearl, can I tell you about the saddest voicemail before we get to
Yes,
some of our final picks here before we say goodbye? So, as you guys know, obviously, lifelong Bills fan, and because the reason why I am is not just because where I'm from, but also because my Uncle Wayne. So my Uncle Wayne, diehard Bills fan, season ticket holder forever, went to college in Buffalo, the whole deal. This was just a snippet of the voicemail, Pearl, that he left me.
How long? The actual voicemail.
The actual voicemail is probably like a minute.
Okay.
This is just a little few seconds of the voicemail that I got from my Uncle Wayne after the Bills lost to the Atlanta Falcons.
Hi, honey. It's Uncle Wayne. And I'm on the edge of despair, looking down into the valley of depression.
The Bills make me wanna.
Wow.
You guys wonder why I am the way I am.
It's a Week 6 interconference game. It means there could not possibly be a less meaningful game statistically, and he's on the edge of a cliff.
I think it was the Valley of Despair.
Oh, my God.
I'm on the edge of despair, looking down into the valley of depression.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Presented without irony. That, my Uncle Wayne, this is why I am the way that I am. We live and die with these Buffalo Bills wins and losses. And actually, the line he says right after that is, I don't think they're as good as we thought they were.
I admit, I was like, what? I was going to say, does he think they were going to go undefeated? But I claimed many times they could have gone undefeated.
He kept saying that.
Yeah, I still think it.
Eternal optimist. Anyway, so if that was a little window into my soul, what do you got as far as your favorite games for the weekend?
All right, I'll tell you a couple things. I think Notre Dame is going to kill USC. And you know why? It's despite Andrew Perloff. Because I think Notre Dame is going to breeze into this playoff and with no quality wins, because I don't think USC ends the season ranked. So that'll be no wins over ranked teams. And once again, the committee will ignore strength of victory, although their strength of defeat is good. I also kind of like the Cowboys this week a lot. I feel like, we said it coming in the year. Dak Prescott wins football games, and now that he's got probably both his receivers, I feel like, and NickKostos, who came on earlier this hour, convinced me that Washington might be dealing with too many injuries. I think the Cowboys are going to become a thing again, like a competitive team here. I feel like we're coming in Monday morning talking about them boys.
Oof. Yeah, maybe. I mean, they're catching the Commanders at the right time.
That's true as well.
And this might just be one of those seasons for Washington where first Jane Daniels was out. Now he's back, and now the defense is all banged up, and it's like never going to be in sync.
And Terry McLaurin, oh man.
That's the reason why you should pay guys early and just get them in camp and get them on their routines and all of that. I don't know if it would have saved them. I got one for you. I think Ole Miss is going to win this game outright. Am I crazy? They're a 7.5-point underdog on the road against Georgia. I think I drank some of the Lane Kiffin Kool-Aid a little too much. I love Trinidad Chambliss, and I think that Georgia's gettable. At home is going to be really hard, but Alabama did it. I think this is a possible upset situation. Upset alert here for our friends in Athens.
Minor show bet.
Not piercing anything.
Not piercing
Shout
anything.
out Andrew
Maybe
Filipponi.
I was going to actually say I really like Georgia.
Okay.
Because I'll tell you why. I saw this breakdown of Trinidad Chambliss and some of the throws he misses, because this is a Lane Kiffin offense. There's a lot of points there. I don't know. I think the SEC, nobody's for real in the sense that all those teams are really jammed right up against each other. So I would always go the home team in this one.
Buy breakfast?
Yeah.
Put a little bit on it?
For each other? We have to buy breakfast for these idiots?
Yeah.
Yeah, hey.
He's the smartest guys on the show.
Well.
And I also like unders all over this week.
Definitely
in that Bears
weather.
game. Although I know what Kostos said about the windy weather in Chicago maybe helps the Saints a little bit if this just becomes more of a ground game. And obviously with Cleveland and Miami, it's supposed to be crappy weather there. 37.5. I like the under on that as well.
Yeah, but you totally poo-pooed my Taysom Hill excitement. Who is built for a rainy, windy day that a 6'5", 245-pound man who runs a 4.6 at age 35? This is Taysom Hill weather, baby. Also, the weather is actually going to affect a lot of things. It might even be more than 2 games, and it might ruin our weekend. What is it? When's it coming our way? I don't even know. The latest is.
Oh, I didn't.
That's
even know
all
I had
that really
to think
matters.
about weather today.
That's all that really matters. It's going to be, by the way, another fall sports weekends, the best. You guys who like the spring, I don't know what you're talking about. Baseball, got something to watch every night. Got prize picks.
Last week was a disaster. How could you have loved that last weekend?
What's that?
That nor'easter last weekend in the Northeast, you dealt with that. That was horrible. You like that?
No. I'm just saying having all the sporting games at once.
Yeah.
You're connected to weather, I thought.
Oh,
No.
I did say weather. I just meant all the sports.
That's different.
I love watching Shohei tonight. Every time he's on the mound, I just on the mound with stakes. You know, he was pitching some of these games for the Angels back when he first got into the league, and it just felt like they weren't even close to being playoff teams. I love Shohei in a closeout game. That's awesome.
What time does your Oregon-Rutgers game start on Saturday?
My game. I love it. 6:30.
Okay.
Eastern,
Maggie suiting up in that game, playing tight end for the Scarlet Knights.
Yeah. No, I'm joking around. Listen, I'm interested to see Dante Moore in person, and.
Well, you better watch that first half because you're going to be in the back of the media room watching Tennessee, Alabama an hour in. You're going to be that person, hey, where's Maggie? She was sitting right there watching better games. Sorry.
Listen, when Oregon's playing 20 minutes from your house, you get off your butt and you go watch them play. Thank
Love
you,
it.
EJ Stewart. Thank you, Manny Rodriguez. Thank you to Chris Lopresti, Andrew Kaplan. What a great week. Nick Kostos as well. Sweetos.